What's going on? It's your dog Art Man the Great, and we're back with another boxing conversation. I know, y'all. I was supposed to have it last night, but shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I got life, I got family. I'm not like Ego and them who could be doing this shit all day. I got places I gotta be, shit I gotta do. Anyways, let me go ahead and send this link out. Let everybody know we are out here right now, live on YouTube. Said salute to the guys. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me since day one. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with artmanapparel.com since day one. You know, we out here doing our motherfucking thing with that. Let me change the color. Yeah, we going. Yeah. But I'm just watching this weigh in, just waiting for shit to pop off real quick. Got Sean Porter. He's talking whatever, doing his nonsense. Yeah. But yeah, this gonna be a good one, man. I'm waiting for this, man. I've been waiting for this for the longest. I've been waiting for this for a minute. Frank Martin versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, let everybody want to watch now because they want to know is Gervonta Davis, is he gonna try to get Buck again in in the weigh-in? Is he gonna push him? What's gonna happen? We want to know. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me just read what people talking about right here. It says salute. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Let me send this link out. Y'all share and let everybody know we live on YouTube right now. Yeah. Yeah, this gonna be a movie. A lot of people they hating on this fight, saying, "Oh, Gervonta, he fighting this and he fighting this guy." Man, I don't really give a fuck. I give Frank his credit, man. Frank is a solid contender. Yeah, Gervonta he could be fighting the likes of Devin Haney and motherfucking Shakur Stevenson. That's true, but Frank, he not a bad fighter. Definitely not. Uh, and we gonna see if he's on Gervonta level. We gonna see. Let me share this link right now on Twitter. Let everybody know we on here cooking. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. David Benavidez. I'm trying to see him at 175 against old dude. See how that shit go. But man, the news we got about Ryan Garcia. I mean, it shouldn't be new news, but the company Nutriband or Nutribio, they had to go out and just let it be known Ryan Garcia's cap. He's capped. Yeah. I know this nigga David Benavidez tired of hearing the name Canelo. Oh damn. Sean Porter just said Canelo basically scared of dude. You know, look, link out to my dude. Let him know we on live. Man, players make mistakes too. Said what's good. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. But yeah, so far, they got Sean Porter talking his talk. Uh, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what happens, man. Showtime Sean Porter, he still look like he's in decent shape. He look like he walking around this motherfucker at least 160, 165. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Retired. I know he want to jump back in the game eventually. Man, that boxing shit, I know they be wanting to jump in the game when they see other guys go in there. Certain guys, when they see them fight, they be like, man, I know I can do better than that. I can do better. Let me just go ahead and jump right back in there. I be feeling like old retired fighters feel that way. What the fuck? Hold on. Niggas be blowing my shit up. Go ahead and join this motherfucking live. Say, yo. Say, it's not basically, it's scared. Yeah. Say, yo. Hey, man. This gonna be a movie, dude. A lot of people sleeping on Frank Martin. They saying, oh, Frank Martin, who has he beat? How did he get here? And all this shit, man. He did something for a reason, man. He did something right. A lot of people feel like this is cherry picking. But we shall see. We smoking on my channel today. Hell yeah. Hopefully everything go by smooth in this fight. I don't want no robberies and nothing like that. You know? But I said something yesterday on Twitter and it looks like folks are listening to it and they running with it. And I'm just like, I'm just talking my shit. But Gervonta Davis, he got into it with Floyd Mayweather again. Leonard Ellerbe, he's no longer with the Money Team Promotions, which is wow. It's been a long time coming. But yeah. So I said something on Twitter. I'm like, dude, Gervonta Davis, he doing all this back and forth with Floyd. I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd got pulled in Vegas. Floyd got pulled in Vegas, nigga. I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd started cooking something up with the ref and uh judges, nigga. Next thing you know, nigga, they doing the merger between the Man Down Promotions and TFT. So Take, you better watch out. Talk about the money man like that. Yeah, money man Gervonta Davis, he's the next money man. So he's talking this shit, man. And ain't nothing wrong with talking your shit, dude. If you feel a certain type of way, go ahead and speak your mind, dude, regardless of who the guy is. But it's like my thing with the Gervonta Davis and Floyd beef, like, you can't really hate on Floyd because, nigga, we wouldn't know you without Floyd. And I don't care what none of these fucking tank stands and diehards are saying, nigga, bro, we would not know who Gervonta Davis is on this level if it was not for Floyd Mayweather. I still remember even rocking with the dude just off the strength that it was Floyd Mayweather's fighter. Not saying that he don't got no talent. Of course he got talent. He got knockout power. You know what I'm saying? He's highly skilled. You know what I'm saying? He's marketable. He did his thing. But we're not gonna sit here and act like Floyd ain't do his thing when it came to promoting this dude. We're not gonna do that. We gotta give him respect when it comes to that. Definitely. They said Mayweather fired Ellerbe for Dick Ryan Tank. Ellerbe, he might be with GTD Promotions. That's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Leonard Ellerbe, man, I ain't gonna lie, he be riding a fuck out of Tank. Like, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. If a motherfucker ever put me in a position to make millions of dollars off his name, nigga, I'm gonna say he's special too. I'm gonna say everything. But this guy, Leonard Ellerbe, man, it's clear as day what his motive is. But I like what Devin said. He said, said Leonard B fuck around and work for him one day. Hey, and you never know because he goes where he's fed, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what he went to school for. Said it was good. I dropped the link. I'm waiting on you. I dropped the link, boss. We just chilling. I'm waiting on you. We on here just cooking. Oh yeah. What's poppin', family?
What up, though?
Not much. Speaking of what up, though, Detroit, y'all back in Florida? I mean, y'all back in Frank or what?
I mean, I hope he win, but I don't think he go win. But you know what I'm saying? I'm backing him, but I
You
don't think he
okay?
go win.
How major would it be for the city though of Detroit if Frank did win?
Oh man, it's always major when them boys do it. Like when Tony Harrison did it, it was major. You know what I'm saying? When Michael Moore did it, it was major. You know, Detroit is a fighting city, so it's gonna be major, bro.
It
I
is,
wish him the best. He got a tall glass of water ahead of him. You know what I'm saying?
but that's what I love though. I don't want
Yeah.
no easy pickums. Like work for some prove. I like when fighters prove to us that they the shit, that they got a name out here. Like so, Frank, he got a chance right here to prove to the world.
Yeah, I mean, this is finally we didn't finally seen Tank in there with somebody that can, you know what I'm saying, match him a little bit per se. You know what I'm saying? Not slow, flat footed fighter or whatever. We can get off and do what he want to do. So
And that's one thing I didn't post on Twitter. I mean, I could have, but I'm like, nah, I'm like messing with the beehive. I wanted to say, Frank, he's not no flat-footed Mexican.
right.
He's not. And folks, they don't want to acknowledge that. I get Gervonta is skilled. He's highly skilled. But what do you do when you're fighting somebody who you throw a punch at him fast? Next thing you know, he throwing the punch back at you just as fast. What you doing with you moving out with your legs, and he right there with you with his legs because he has the natural speed and athleticism just like you. It's different. The toughest fights for Black Americans are against other Black Americans, really are. Prime example: Floyd versus what's that nigga name? Augustusson. You look at their resumes, you like, oh yeah, Floyd gonna wash him. There ain't nothing. What happened when he went in there against somebody that was just as difficult? Not saying just as skilled, but somebody that's difficult, somebody that's going there to lay down, don't let he boxing with you. What happens then? You know? So
Yeah.
say, yo, Art man, you gonna be cooking on Saturday? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be cooking. I'm watching that shit live. We already about to pay the view and some more shit.
All right,
It's
man.
gonna
How
be
you think this thing gonna break? How you think it's gonna go? Like whether Frank win or lose, how you think it's gonna play out? If he win or if he lose, how you seeing it playing out?
if Frank win, best believe that rematch gonna do double. That rematch gonna do double the numbers. Boy, oh boy. Especially if it's like a close win, that rematch gonna be fucking numbers. And I might go to that one for sure.
How do you see him winning though? Like if he do pull it out, how do you see it? Via stoppage decision?
I can I can honestly see it. There's a couple ways I see it actually, man, and that's why we just have to wait to the fight. But there's a couple ways I see it. One way I see it is that it starts off slow, and then Frank start putting it on, and he start letting his hands go, and Gervonta's trying to counter, but he's getting his shit blocked. That knockout punch we've been waiting for doesn't come.
Mm.
You know, it's the 12th round, and Gervonta's swinging for the fences, but he getting his punches getting caught, and they smothering each other. Next thing you know, end of the fight, who wins? They fuck around and give it to motherfucking Gervonta just off the strength.
Right.
Or I can see it like this: Gervonta jump on Frank, and Frank lands some that niggas don't see coming. That left hand that he said that brick hand, and he wobbles Gervonta, and he fuck around and jump on Gervonta, and it's a TKO. That's how I can see that shit playing out. But we never really know until the fucking fight. But all the sense to say that Gervonta Davis is supposed to win this by late 7th, 8th round. If you ask people who's betting on the fight, they'll tell you Gervonta 7th, 8th round.
Mm.
Said against Michelle Rivera, the fight announcer said Frank was from Indiana. Yeah, he is. He's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, but he's raised out there in Detroit. Kind of remind me of me. Like, I'm from Minnesota. I was born and raised in Minnesota. But I spent a lot of time in Texas.
Right.
But do I claim Texas? Really? I really don't claim Texas. But if I wanted to, I could, for me being there for such a long time.
No, you don't claim Texas. Or Spence got his ass whooped. You was riding
That
on these niggas.
Look, let me tell you, that song, I'm from Texas, nigga, I can't even hear that shit. As soon as that shit play, nigga, I turn that shit the fuck off, nigga. That shit bring back nightmares.
Bro, I was laughing at y'all niggas so hard. Oh my God.
All right, nigga, you don't gotta bully us now.
My bad. I ain't
You
gonna bring it up no
us,
more,
man.
but that shit was funny
Still
though.
suffer from it. Speaking of suffer from it, so your man Errol Spence Jr., he got on the microphone and he was, promoting his fighter, Frank Martin.
Right.
But he made a slip up. He said they fight for the WBA welterweight belt. And everybody said, "Oh man, you see that nigga? He done got punched too many times. He don't know what's going on, man. That shit's sad, man. I don't like hearing that shit." But yeah, what you think about Spence as a promoter, though? I feel like he's doing a good job. Can you hear me? Oh no, you probably stepped out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I said, what you think about Spence as a promoter?
I said he seems to be okay. He backing his fighter, but I know that shit had to be weird with Derek James being there yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know that shit had to be weird, bro. I mean, but the business is the business, but
And
you know what I'm saying?
Business is business. You see Leonard Ellerbe and Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
You see that shit they got going on. So everybody in the hot seat. Everybody got some hot business shit going on.
People don't know this, but Floyd been getting that Ellerbe ass. No, did he?
Yeah, and Ellerbe, you can see he riding with the. It's kind of fucked up, but it's like, nigga, the buddy can't stop. He riding with the future. At first, he's riding with Floyd because Floyd, he the man. But now it's like, Floyd, you retired, you doing these exhibitions. I can't get behind that. And then you ain't even trying to promote these fighters that we do got.
Right.
So, nigga, I'm rolling with Gervonta. If Gervonta want me to come with him, I'm rolling with him. And I don't blame Ellerbe. I don't.
Look, bro, you know what this remind me of, bro?
What's up?
You know what this remind me of?
What?
Remember that movie, The Great White Hype?
Yeah.
This remind me of that, although Frank Martin ain't white. But he's hyped up now because niggas wasn't giving him credit at first, but he's hyped up now, right? Floyd and Tank ain't cool no more. Ellerbe get fired, he with Tank now. Thinking, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck if Frank Martin win that shit and the Mayweather purse is still alive?
And that's what I said on Twitter. I said, dude, all this shit going on, nigga, you got a man with a mission to change
right. Tank been acting weird too.
Y'all niggas got some other. You need to be focused on this motherfucking fight because all that shit y'all talking and all y'all slipping and sliding, nigga, trying to go around certain business partners, nigga. Don't be surprised if a nigga switch up on you if you lose. Niggas don't want to talk about that. What if you lose? When we'll go? And that's what I'm saying, man. This shit with Gervonta Davis, all these fans, Ryan, I get it. They ride with him because he's the man. He's the man. He's winning. But what happens when his shit, when shit hit the fan? Are you guys still gonna be a fan of him?
Of course not.
Yeah,
Of
let's
course
keep it
not.
100. We seen how niggas switch. Niggas switched up on Spence. They switched up on Broner. They switched up on Wilder. They switched up on a lot of niggas when niggas start losing. It be
Look, you
different.
can't even find a Wilder fan now. You can't
I'm a
even find
Wilder
one.
fan. I'm still here.
I mean, no, I know you are. I know you are. But I'm just saying, and just like for instance, not to bring Earl back up, but if you had 100% of the Spence fans in all the boxing groups, right? Right now you down to a quarter.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? And they had million. You know what I'm saying? So bro, if you lose, they're not rocking with you. Only the real ones will still rock with you.
Only the real ones.
I'm
Now,
still
niggas
Team
looking
Haney.
at
I'm
us
still
like
Team Haney. Still
niggas.
Team Haney.
Niggas looking like, yeah, exactly. I'm Team Haney. And
Yeah.
that's why the fight is still on, nigga. Right now, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this whole ped shit like it's Ryan versus Haney too, nigga, because that's the real
Mm-hmm.
fight right there, nigga. Them niggas go back and forth. That shit with Ryan Garcia, with that company NutriBio, this nigga sent those supplements to the commission, right? And that shit was open and had Oscar in it.
It said that he tainted it. I just read some
Yeah,
shit
and
that
these
he
niggas
tainted the
went
shit.
back and test their own shit because they had documentation that shows which lot and where it came from. So they test the whole batch and they said, nah, nigga, you ain't finna put that. You ain't finna put that on us
He
because
tried to put that on them. Right.
people don't understand. Now bro, you trying to tell nigga, you basically telling the feds that I'm selling the non-FDA approved motherfucking supplements. So you making
Mm-hmm.
my spot hot all because you got
Mm-hmm.
caught.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, oh man, niggas about to get sued out of this fucking world, dude. That's why this nigga Ryan going crazy. He going suicidal and all this weirdo shit, nigga. And I ain't promoting suicide and all that shit. But I'm just saying, him just going crazy and all this shit, like, nigga, it's
Bro,
not.
we know he go fake it till he make it, bro. Just like he had Haney think he wasn't training and all that, bro. On my show, on our podcast, me and Drake and Travion, we said that shit like way back in the day, like, bro, what if this nigga playing and hitting you with the underplay for the overplay? Think about it, bro. He had to win that fight. If he lost that fight, it was already saying he was
It
done.
was gonna
Art,
be
man.
over for him.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
only way he's gonna make his way back up is fighting the tough competition.
yeah. And how many fights he done pulled out of? Like niggas didn't believe him no more. But he still had that mean ass left hook, and I ain't gonna lie, you can't take
This
that
was
away from
I
that left hook.
told Nick, this was a kamikaze mission, bro.
Yes,
Nigga,
yes.
he went in there on some everything, the IVs, the overweight, the pads.
Bro, I'll give you 2.5 million, because I'm about to make 14. I'll give you that little two. That ain't shit.
Any nigga who did, but anybody who dealt with money before, if niggas is talking like losing money like that, they
They
not
ain't
tripping
doing
because
that. They're not, yeah. Yeah.
they know what they getting back is gonna be
Bro.
even higher than that shit. That's
All
no,
right, man. I
that's
just told you,
that's
man.
basically that's like
Underplay. That's the underplay for the overplay, bro.
it's like it's like a nigga having some weed. You smoking the weed with somebody, right? You smoking the weed with somebody. Next thing you know it, nigga, they get a message that nigga the plug just dropped fucking 2 pounds at your crib or some shit. Nigga, you can have this blunt.
Mm-hmm.
You can have the
I'm
rest
out
of
of
this.
here.
I'm good. I'm
I'm
good.
out of here.
I'm out
Yeah.
of here. And you know why he out of there? Because he has something higher at the crib, nigga. And that's exactly
Mm-hmm.
what he was doing with this Devin Haney shit. But now it's like, nigga, you better hope you had all that little money. Because man, oh man, they coming back for your ass.
Oh
Niggas want
yeah. I'm just wondering what's taking so long. Cause they get Big
the
Baby and all
hearing.
them other people so quick, like dog. And you got to be careful, Art man. That boy is loaded with money. He didn't made 100 million before he was down 23 or some shit like that. The boy is loaded with money.
Yep, and he gonna have to pay that shit up. He gonna have to pay it up. The damages is crazy. Cause it's like this. Once the case settles, with the commission that yes, it was proven that he was on performance enhancing drugs. Nigga, once you have that, nigga, the civil suits is money. That's easy money.
Mm-hmm.
The civil suits is easy. See, all you gotta do is take it to court. See, Your Honor, we ran thorough tests and we
He ain't
seen
gonna let it go. He
that
gonna settle out of court.
you seen that he did
Non-disclosure, bro.
this. I think it's best that we just settle out for at least 20, 30 million, 40 million.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
You tried to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
He tried to
Yeah.
look, and he arguing. He could argue. Devin Haney is a business. He's not just a fighter. He's a business. There's people who make
A
money
promoter.
off of him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So you're telling me somebody went in there and fucking destroyed my business, or handicapped my business
Maliciously.
maliciously, not on some fair shit.
Yeah.
He violated the contract because he didn't come in and wait. He fucking came in on performance enhancing drugs, and he was on the IV. So it's like you
Well, look, the only thing we can get him for is the only thing we can get him for. I'm gonna be a real nigga. The only thing we can get him for is the PEDs because the fight still went on. Haney didn't have to fight him, so we can't. You know what I'm saying?
look.
It was unprofessional as fuck. But
That's why I said I gotta
yeah,
read what the lawyer said.
uh-huh.
The lawyer
Yeah.
said, and I ain't trying to question your intelligence or nothing like
No,
that.
you good.
I'm just saying the lawyer basically stated that Haney took the money under the impression that he would at least attempt to make the weight, right? Because when somebody bet something like that, it's like, okay, you gonna try to make it. He gonna try to make the weight. That's why he's betting. He
I
didn't.
still don't think you got
No,
the
hold
leg
on.
to
Let me
stand on it
finish.
because you
Let
got
me
the
finish.
money. Oh, my bad.
Let me
My bad.
finish.
Go ahead.
And then what makes it worse is that he went on record the next day and said,
I'm gonna make weight.
I intentionally missed weight for an advantage.
Ooh.
That's what, and a lot of fans don't mention that. That's what makes it worse because let's say he went in there, he took the money and all that shit, and then he still came in overweight and he beat him and all that shit. That's cool, right? But the fact that he went on record and said, I did this shit for an advantage. So if you're admitting to doing that for an advantage, what else would you do for an advantage?
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, shit crazy.
It is, man. It is. But look, I gotta pop about this thing, man. And
Shit, that's all good.
keep on doing what you do, man. Pop
We
on with
watching
me,
this
man. I'm
weigh
gonna
in.
try to. Yeah. I'm gonna catch it a little bit later on YouTube.
Okay.
I ain't too far from the house though, but yeah, I'm gonna catch it a little bit later on YouTube.
Okay.
All right, man.
Cool.
Stay punching, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So like this shit with Ryan Garcia, it's weird, bro. And what we waiting on right now is just a hearing. Ryan and the team, they had an extension to prove that they didn't intentionally take performance enhancing drugs, but now it's looking like they can't prove that they didn't intentionally take performance enhancing drugs because he's sending in open supplements, and now he got a whole nother company that's not even involved in boxing arguing and disputing this shit. Like it's crazy. But notice Boxing Ego, Two Tone, the showbiz not reporting on shit like this. They're not. They're not going to report. All they're going to talk about is how many followers and all that shit. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? But it just lets you know who's real in this game and who's fake. Look at them. They not even report. Bro, Boxing Ego not even reporting this shit at all. He's not reporting none of the situations where the guy from NutriBio is speaking on it. He's not reporting none of that shit. He's not talking about the potential lawsuits. He's not talking about Ryan Garcia acting a fool, getting arrested. None of that shit. Said Ryan was really tweaking though. He wasn't faking that shit, as we could see. He's still tweaking 8 weeks after the fight. Yeah, he's still tweaking. Still tweaking. What could we really say though? That we surprised? Only people surprised. Only people surprised are the niggas that was riding with him and saying all this asinine shit that he didn't cheat. He's free, innocent, free Ryan, and all this stupid ass shit. Man, I had a good workout today at the fucking gym. I was going crazy. Sore as hell right now. I told myself I was gonna be in shape on fucking June 14th too, nigga. Damn, you even got Clarissa Shields tweeting about this shit. So they didn't post the motherfucking article or whatever. And Clarissa Shields talking about some y'all real quiet, but the facts are in and he's guilty. Woo. Yeah, yeah. I don't feel bad for Ryan Garcia. I don't. These niggas talking about some oh, free Ryan. Let's get him some help. He needs his friends in his life. He needs real people to help him out. Nigga, fuck all that. Fuck him and the people he with right now. Nigga, let's talk about what's really going on, nigga. Your man, he done took some fucking steroids or a SARM or whatever. Went in there, he beat Devin Haney, and now he got to face the consequences of cheating. He could have just, and you know what's kind of fucked up? Ryan Garcia naturally had some type of skill, natural athleticism, natural speed and power. But he felt like this Devin Haney fight, he just needed that extra oomph, you know. Uh, Now we looking at possible disqualification, suspension for 2 to 3 years, because we not looking at no 4 months, bro. His lawyers, that shit they was pulling a couple weeks ago, begging for 4 months. Nigga, this is a high profile ped case now. It's not no local boxing shit. And that's what makes it different, man. That's what makes it really different because it's not some type of like local boxing news, like some random guy in Mexico under the WBC got caught on some steroids. Nah, nigga, this is Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney in a fight that reportedly made a lot of money for these guys, right? Got a situation where you got one fighter who has the money and resources to take this shit to court. And he has a good lawyer that's fighting that shit. All eyes are on fucking Ryan. Now, Ryan, in his defense, he tried to blame it on the company. Now you got companies who not even involved in boxing coming at him, possibly about to sue him. This ain't nothing that and look, and that's what makes it worse because this is not something New York Athletic Commission could just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna sweep it on the run." No, nigga, all eyes are on them to make this decision to throw the book at this nigga. It's that serious. It's that fucking serious because if you don't, it's gonna be really ugly for New York State Athletic Commission. It really is because you don't want to be put in a position where now you got to fight for your fucking, you got to take it to court. You know what I'm saying? You're the person that's supposed to lay down the law, nigga. Now you got to fight for it. Shit, they not finna do all that for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is not who y'all think he is. Niggas talking about he a big. How can you niggas say, oh, Ryan Garcia didn't even get his money back, and then turn around and say nothing's gonna happen to him because he's a big draw? How y'all gonna say, oh yeah, the fight flopped and all this shit, and Ryan Garcia, the fight flopped, then turn around and say he's bigger than the commission. He's making this sport so much money that nothing will happen to him. You niggas is confused. Y'all really confused. But it is what it is. I don't expect coons and dick riders to really understand what's going on with this boxing shit because Some folks just watch the sport, but they don't really know what's going on. They think it's really just two guys jumping in the ring, and that's that. It's the reason why niggas get their gloves checked. It's the reason why niggas are Olympic style drug testing, because this game is full of that fuck shit. And if you don't got the paper to fight it, then that's just on you. Devin Haney and his team, they got the paper to fight it. They got Pat English in the fucking book right now. And he going crazy in the court right now. He definitely is. So, and then you got Ryan Garcia team, they fumbling. They don't even know what to do. You got his lawyer. What's his lawyer? Edgar Chavez or some shit? His lawyer's Chavez something, right? You got his lawyer. He over here got to write public statements about Ryan Garcia vandalizing hotels and shit and acting a fucking goddamn fool. Meanwhile, Devin Haney's lawyer is strictly focused on this PEDs coming in overweight IV shit. These niggas, they running around like a chicken with their heads cut off right now, begging for 4 months, talking about hair follicle tests that we done fucking took and Devin Haney representatives wasn't around, but y'all the ones that was claiming Illuminati and tampering. So how the fuck we gonna accept your fucking hair follicle test when none of our representatives was around to see that shit get collected? Like, come on now. It's just common sense. Lion Ryan, he crashed out. Cuz crashed out. Says salute. And the new Frank Martin gonna shock the world. Possibly, we'll see. Look at Carlos Adames and fucking Terrell Gaucher. This nigga Gaucher, he be in there for a fucking check for sure. That nigga got the same facial expression every fucking day. He go to the fucking weigh-in, the fucking fight, just looking the same, just like he just there. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy as hell. He a good fighter, but it's like he not really trying to step on the gas to hurt dudes for real. I was so disappointed watching Boucher versus Tim Zoo. But yeah, he's still a decent fighter. Do I think he's gonna upset? I've actually seen both of these guys fight live at the Armory in Minneapolis. I seen Carlos Adames fight J Rock, and I seen Boucher versus Tim Zoo, and both can scrap. And one thing I noticed, Adames, he could punch, and he's really athletic too. He's athletic. He got them genes. You know, he's definitely athletic. But one thing I noticed is his gas tank ain't the best. He can be countered. He can be outboxed. Definitely could. Goucher, one thing about him is like he fall asleep on the wheel. It's like he sticks to one pace, and then when it's not working, he just kind of just cruise to a decision and just don't get knocked out. He almost got knocked out against Lubin though. Said forget Ryan put his ass motherfucker 2-year ban nonetheless. Team Garcia threw a bunch of shit at the wall hoping something was gonna stick, and it didn't. Garcia was never nothing beyond a B-level fighter. Said when is he getting his consequences? Uh, they said that the hearing's supposed to reportedly supposed to be in like August or something. Don't quote me on that. Said insects could spend him at least 12 months. They have to, but one thing for sure, they might just try to satisfy it and quickly end this by just giving it making a disqualification and then only giving Ryan like a year and a half. But it ain't no telling. Said Frank Martin gonna shock the world. I keep on feeling that way. I definitely am feeling that way. I definitely feel that way. But if Gervonta win, I'm gonna give him his credit. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like these other channels. Niggas claim, "Ooh, Art Man hate Gervonta Davis." Yeah, I be poking fun at him and making jokes and shit like that because I'm not a dick rider. I'm gonna say what I have to say. If I don't agree with certain things that niggas is doing, I'm gonna speak on it. Like that whole defending Ryan Garcia ped shit. I can't rock with that, and you niggas rocking with that. I guess call me a hater because I ain't rocking with that shit. But yeah, this is the first time that I picked against Gervonta Davis. I don't know, man. He's still a skillful fighter. He's still got knockout power. But we got to see what Frank brings to the table. Say, you know, I know, hater, you're right. Yeah, whatever that means. Good Gary Russell. It's gonna be a good fight too. Man, them niggas thin as hell, dude. I couldn't do that shit. My days at being at 140 and 147, them days is over. So I don't see how them niggas be doing that shit. Man, I guess, money. Some guys take Osterine and clenbuterol, but damn. Look at Jordan Plant, Caleb Plant's wife. Damn, she got a big ring on her finger. Yeah, this is gonna be a good fight. So you're not a hater. You're right. Oh, okay. I bought the goddamn fight. Shit. Niggas can root against people, man. Ain't nothing wrong with rooting against a motherfucker. Like folks who was picking Ryan Garcia, I swear to God, I was not like, oh, this nigga a bitch. You a bitch for doing that. You a fake ass nigga. You such a fake ass nigga. Hating on Devin Haney. I ain't give a fuck about none of that shit. If you was wrong with that dude, so be it. The only thing I'm calling niggas out for is rolling with them after this pad situation that came about. Straight up. But yeah, that shit with Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis, that shit was funny as shit. Cause everybody talking about, so, oh yeah, he was scared. He was scared and all that shit like we in motherfucking high school or something, bro. Niggas acting like we in fucking high school. Talking about some, oh, he made a flinch. Talking about some, you a hater. He made him flinch. You ain't see him flinch. I get it. Trust me, I understand. People be like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to have reaction times and all that shit. You supposed to just sit there and let a nigga punch you. Nah. To me, it looked like Frank was just ready. He look, niggas been in the gym all fucking like what, the past 6, 7 weeks preparing for this goddamn fight. Nigga put his hands up, you motherfucking better be ready. Better be fucking ready. Like what are we talking about here? Nigga been training this shit for a good minute. So of course he's fucking ready to throw that motherfucking left back. So who really watches this nigga? What nigga you talking about? You talking about me? Said Tank fans be talking a lot of shit. If Tank lose, that will be crazy. Oh man. It happened to a lot of boxers, man. It happened to motherfucking Roy Jones Jr. It happened to motherfucking James Toney. It happened to Sugar Ray Leonard. It happened to Marvin Hagler. It happened to Tommy Hearns. It happened to Mike Tyson. It happened to Holyfield. Riddick Bowe, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali. Only people it didn't really happen to was guys like Floyd Mayweather, Adrien Broner, you know? So let's not act like this guy is exempt from him being on that motherfucking list. And the names I just named are great black American athletes that we know the history making, who transpired with the sport, helped the sport grow. People who really made a name in the sport. When you think of boxing, you think of the guys that I just listed. Fighters that great. You telling me Gervonta Davis can't be on a list of those great fighters who took an L? It can happen. It could definitely happen. So if Tank would have punched Frank, they still would be talking shit. Exactly. Imagine if Tank would have smacked him. If he would have smacked him, niggas would have been like, "Oh, you see that nigga? He a hoe. He let Tank smack him. He just sat there." Y'all know how that shit go. I'm like, he just smacked him. See, he ain't do shit. This nigga Gvozdyk looked like a grown ass fucking man. And when I mean grown ass man, he looked like a fucking father of four who just got done working a late night shift at the fucking office. Benavidez probably gonna put this nigga the fuck out. But he looks comfortable at 175. He looks comfortable at 175. Oh, why that nigga keep on showing us that WBC belt? Put that shit, keep that shit at the crib, nigga. You're not a WBC champion. I mean, what? He's the interim champion. I guess you could say that. But it's like, man, that shit just will feel different to me. A whole nother nigga got my belt. But damn, Boston look fucking full. He probably put that old man strength on his ass. Looking good. Said Boston in dog shape. That's what they saying in the chat on YouTube. But I just don't trust it, dude, because at first I was looking like, yeah, Bostic was a dog. You know, he was doing his thing, but now it's looking like he an old dog. And he got whooped on this sparring already against Benavidez. Let's be real, nigga. You win. Let's say you beat Benavidez. You gonna fight the WBC champion at 175, nigga? Fuck no. You already fought that nigga. He even beat the fuck out your ass. Hell no. Benavidez said he going for the fucking knockout. Said Tank would punch right there. That's what we're talking about. Benavidez is two-time WBC champ. I know. Trust me, I know. And he's the interim champ now. And I'm not trying to disrespect him, but it's like, goddamn, man. It's like, I know he feels a certain type of way that somebody has his real full-fledged WBC belt, which is Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez don't even want to give him the opportunity. Oh shit! Let's bring it on stage. They got Spence on stage. I like seeing Spence with his promoter hat on. Let's fucking go. You know the way and niggas gotta keep their fucking shades on. Let me see how my boy looking. Let's go. Let's see if he got the jitters. Let's see. You got Ellerbe, Leonard Ellerbe. He funny as hell. Talking about some, yeah, let's go for tank, nigga. Yeah, he officially left TMT. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah. So far, it looks like Gervonta's comfortable. Damn, why they got all this security around this nigga? Like, goddamn. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's looking like Frank definitely had a tough weight cut. Gervonta just straight jumped on the fucking stage. Yeah, yeah. He came in 134 for Frank. Looking good, looking good. This nigga, what he throwing up gang signs now? 133? Shit. That man came in 133? That's just really telling. Why ain't putting the camera on Frank? Let me find out Frank really drained in this bitch. Damn, I wish I could hear it. What the fuck they saying? Gervonta says, "I'm gonna fuck you up." I can read his lips. This nigga Frank looking fucking Somalian. Jesus Christ. This nigga Frank looks Somalian as fuck, man. That nigga look like he's starving. Say he's stepping on him tomorrow. This nigga Frank look fucking ready. She look like, well, you better give my nigga a fucking sandwich right now. Please get this nigga some Pedialyte. Gervonta look comfortable at that weight right now. Frank look like he about to. Lord. I don't know, Frank. You might have to go to 140 after this, nigga. You looking like. This nigga doing backflips and shit. Oh Lord. I ain't gonna lie, Frank. I didn't like that. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't like that. Gervonta looks fucking nice and healthy. And Frank looked like the motherfucking Somalians I be seeing downtown Minneapolis. Nigga looking like they haven't eaten days. Man, Frank didn't look good at all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I can't. And me being 100, I can't lie. That shit looked at real telling right there. Nigga, give my nigga a sandwich, boy, ASAP. Get that nigga some Pedialyte, something. That didn't look good. It didn't. It didn't. But we've seen fights or whatever where guys come in looking a certain type of way. It still won. But not Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis is not the type of fighter that you want to come in half-ass against. So, nigga, you better be on that Pedialyte for sure. Yo,
Hey, what's up, man?
woo. I'm not gonna lie, that Frank Martin looking little frail. He looking a little frail. Oh man,
Yeah, he
different.
didn't look too good. I mean, that doesn't mean anything, of course, because we got to rehydrate and get to the fight and all that. But yeah, and Tank weighing in at 133 and change and still looking full. Yeah, Frank might be in some deep shit here. He might be in some deep shit
Deep
here.
shit, deep shit. And I can't even stunt. Now that changes everything.
I mean, I didn't really pick him to win from the beginning due to a few things that I saw, just from assessing their careers and whatnot. But
Tell the people what you see.
I mean, basically, my bad. Anyways, I mean, basically, what I've seen is in most of Frank's fights, Frank is the type of fighter because he operates on high output, effective pressure. He needs to get a second win around the 7, 8 round. For most people, if Tank doesn't knock you out in the, if Tank is taking his time, you're a new opponent, you're undefeated, whatever, whatever, people know that Tank has no problem giving away the first six to get you later around the seventh, the 6 to 8 stretch, that's usually around the time Take activates. And that's the same time where Frank Martin is trying to get a second win. So this is not a good thing. Doesn't really correlate too well. So I have Tank knocking, stopping Frank at some point. Um, Within probably the 7 to 9 stretch. That's just the way I see it. I mean, hey, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves me wrong, but that's just the way I currently see it. I hope he gets in there,
If
makes it
he could do
interesting
it, what would he have to do to get it?
to get the dub.
Yeah.
Okay, well, first off, to get a dub against Tank, and when they fight in Vegas,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Dub against Tegan Vegas, you need the first 6 rounds clean with no knockdowns. I'm talking not debatable. You need the first 6 rounds clean. First of all, you can't get a single knockdown in the fight. You cannot get knocked down at all. And then you need the first 6 rounds clean, like without question. Like if you don't get at least 6 rounds in, like 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 they cannot question the first 6 rounds. Tactically, I have been saying for a little bit now that you need to live by the what I've been calling the effective pressure theorem, which is simple. If you're inside, you're punching. If you're not punching, then you don't need to be inside. Tank is notorious for being able to maximize his little reach. Get a lot of leverage inside. You don't need to be in there if you're not punching. And also, don't be afraid to jab Tank. You don't actually have to land every time, but just shoot it out there to keep his high guard up. A lot of Frank does a lot of that pawing shit, and with lesser opponents, that's great, but you need to actively be scoring against Tank. And most importantly, do not test his strengths. Do not test his strengths. Test his weaknesses. Make him chase you. Make him come around. And when you get inside, don't be afraid to let your hands go and go to his body to drop his hands. Don't test his strength. Don't try to, directly bang it out with him. Don't head toward the ropes. Keep it right in the middle and box right with him. And when he starts punching, punch, right with him. Don't drop bombs with him. But Tank is a counter puncher. Put him in a situation where he has to exchange with you, and then his vulnerabilities will open up because Tank doesn't really exchange with dudes. He waits for you to make a mistake, and then he capitalizes. Force him to punch right with you. Don't put yourself in a position where you're on the ropes and just accepting power. Don't. His favorite position to have dudes in is having them in the high guard on the ropes where he can just get off anything he wants on you. Don't put yourself in that position. Keep him in the middle. Shit, even Hector Garcia had success when he kept him in the middle.
Yeah. He definitely got a punch with him. And my thing is this: how how full and ready is he gonna look tomorrow, man? Because I'm not gonna lie, that weight cut looked like that nigga looked like one of them Somalians I be seeing in North Minneapolis, bro. On the
My biggest. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
My biggest concern is how he's going to respond when he comes against the speed and the power of Tank, how he's going to psychologically respond. Because if you remember, Fulton versus Inoue, Fulton had complete performance paralysis. He saw how fast Inoue was, he felt how strong Inoue was in the first round, and he shut down. He didn't do shit. He shut down and waited to get knocked out. That's what's going to be the difference. Is Frank going to have the wherewithal? Is Frank going to have the mental
Bro, I
fortitude
swear to God,
to be
bro.
able to
I don't care what
execute?
nobody say, bro. I I haven't looked at Fulton the same since.
I
I,
mean, he's not.
I
He's
get
not the same.
I get but nigga, you went in there and laid a fucking egg, bro. The moment was like, I don't know, was the moment too big for you?
No, I don't think it was the moment. I think it was the reality in the first round. He realized he couldn't win. And he didn't try to sell out. I mean, we knew going in that Fulton did not have sufficient firepower. Our only hope was that he would keep Inoue on the outside with the jab, be active enough to keep Inoue off his ass as far as punch wise, take advantage of counterpunching when you can, and stay off the ropes and keep it moving. But Inoue was just better in every single department, and that scared the shit out of him. And then he just tried not to get knocked out, and even that didn't work. And that's what, and if Frank is not careful, that's what's going to happen. If he gets hit and then all of a sudden doesn't want to engage, all Tank is going to do is hunt you down. So that's what's going to tell the tale. When he first feels that power and sees the speed, are you going to respond by trying to execute your game plan? Or are you just going to wait to get stopped? That's what's going to really be the difference maker here. The keg is the keggy. I don't mean to do that. And no, I'm not saying hook with a hooker. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying put yourself in the position where Tank has to exchange with you, because Tank doesn't exchange with dudes, because Tank is someone that he either needs to run you into a shot or he needs to load up in order to take you out of there. But when you're in the middle of the ring, not against the ropes, and you're punching right with Tank, he usually doesn't exchange. He'll put his hands up and wait for you to make a mistake. I'm saying put yourself in a position where Tank has to exchange with you, because he opens himself up. It happened with Leo Santa Cruz. It happened with Pedraza. It happened with Hector Garcia. It happened with Gamboa. It happens with everyone. When Tank exchanges with dudes, he gets hit a little bit and they have some success. That's why he just wastes the counterpunch. Like if you look at Leo Santa Cruz, his most famous knockout, he got hit 3 times, accepted 3 shots, and then counterpunch because Leo Santa Cruz was against the ropes and the high guard doing the same thing. And if you look at Hector Garcia, whenever Hector Garcia overextended, counterpunch. Same thing with Barrios, same thing with Ryan Garcia, same thing with Rolly. Hell, even the same thing with Cruz. Tank wasn't in there punching right with Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz hit hard as fuck. So, I'm saying if you put yourself in a position, that's the only way you're going to have success.
What's going on, Cry? Oh, nigga, that shit. I'm still over here just tripping over how he looked at that goddamn weigh-in, boy. That shit did not look good. And you know how I knew it was bad up front? It's because they didn't put the camera on him. I'm like, why is the camera just on Tank? Put the camera on dude. Yeah, Frank do not look like that swole ass nigga he looked in that picture he just posted.
Right. Hopefully he rehydrates well. And punching with Tank doesn't work because Tank doesn't punch with dudes. He's a counter puncher. Every time Tank's had success, he hasn't been punching with people. Anytime Tank's been hit, he's been punching with people. That's my point. When he punched with Barrios, losing rounds. When he punched with Hector, losing rounds. When he punched with Santa Cruz, losing rounds. When he punched with Pedraza, losing rounds. That's why Tank does not punch with people. He doesn't make a habit out of punching with people. He's a counter puncher. Waits till you make a mistake, loads up, takes you out. Like y'all say, oh, nobody has success punching with Tank. Then why does Tank lose a lot of rounds? Like, you can't say no one has success when he's known to lose rounds. Like, come on, guys. I understand if y'all love Tank, that's cool, but the man does have flaws that can be capitalized on if done correctly.
So I would tell Frank not to be greedy. Never, ever commit yourself. Use your quick feet, move in and out. Make the fight boring. Don't get into Tank. I feel like if you make the fight boring, Tank just
gonna lose.
Apart. Like, what the fuck? You gotta offset what he brings to the table.
They're just not going to give you. They're just not going to give you the rounds. If you don't do anything, the rounds are just going to go to Tank.
He gotta go on. He gotta be on this fucking George Cambosa shit against Tio. Fuck it. What do you think? That's a good game plan? How George did it or nah? Hell nah.
I wouldn't say so because Tank is a more accurate puncher, and I think if Frank got hit like Cambosa's got hit, then Frank will probably be out because this is Tank we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. But I mean, and also because Tank has equally fast, if not faster hands than Frank. It's just that Tank doesn't really punch in combination to preserve his gas tank. And that's why I'm saying put him in a position where he has to exert energy, make him chase you down, and when you're inside, throw a lot of punches to either force him to punch with you and make mistakes, or have him in the high guard losing rounds. That's all he's really gonna do. Because if he punches with you, then you have an opportunity to hit him some. Of course, you're equally vulnerable, but just be smart about it. Maintain an active jab and put a lot of power to his body early. To where his diaphragm hurts and that lowers his guard, and then that slows his feet down to where he can't chase you, and where you have the speed advantage.
Yeah. Hopefully, Frank.
No, Sean Porter. If he goes in, Sean Porter, like, and I don't mean to be biased just because I've never liked Sean Porter's style, but there's a reason why Sean Porter lost fights the way he lost fights. No, and and not to mention, if Sean Porter was in there, he would be vulnerable to Tank's favorite punch, which is the rear uppercut. That's why Tank was whooping Sean Porter ass in sparring. Like that would be a horrible game plan.
Yeah. I said never hook with a hooker. So why would you punch with someone that can take and you can give?
Do we know that?
What?
Do we know that Tank can take whatever Frank gives? I mean, I'm not saying Tank has no chin or whatever, but the few times he's been hit, he's immediately had to hold, and he's been bouncing off the ropes and different stuff like that. This isn't Santa Cruz here. I mean, I'm 100% positive that if Cruz was in there, landing flush, that it would have been a problem. So, I mean, Frank has to land some punches, bro. He can't just get in there and land no punches and expect to do something. We all know how dangerous of a fighter.
The thing is, Frank sounds super confident, like not like overly confident, but he sounds like he understands the opportunity ahead of him. And I like that energy, but you can still get knocked out if you ain't prepared, man.
Right. I mean,
there's moments where Tank gets hit by guys, but one thing I noticed, look, prime example, the Hector Garcia fight, man. I'm sorry if there's any Hector Garcia fans in here. He fucking sucks.
He's horrible.
He was fighting Gervonta Davis with his fucking hands down, literally. And every punch he threw was like slapping punches, never was like straight full right hands, left hooks that was sharp and crisp, anything like that. It was easy pickings. And Gervonta still got hit by them shits.
Kept the fight. Oh, I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say kept the fight in the center of the ring and put Tank in a situation where he was punching with him and he was having some success.
Exactly. Now my thing is Frank can crack. So what happens if Gervonta gets cracked by Frank? And let's not act like it can't happen because it's already been reported that it did happen before. And I get it. Oh, sparring doesn't mean anything and all that shit. But nigga, if a nigga knows he can hurt you in sparring, he probably go in there with the confidence of knowing that he can hurt you again. Do you think Frank has enough power to actually stumble or wobble Gervonta Davis?
Most fighters have enough power to stumble or rock anybody. It's just a matter of if you're going to take the risk it takes. If you're going to take the risk it takes to land, because you have to be in a position to generate power. You have to be in a position to throw, and you have to be in a position to land, and that all involves a lot of risk. And Tank relies so heavily on fear factor that he has a lot of opportunities to set up shots because guys are just so worried about getting knocked out. Before you even fight Tank, that's the first and foremost thing guys are worried about. I don't want to get knocked out. I don't want to get knocked out. With that in mind, you're going to be focused defensively. Tank is just like, all right, how can I set this son of a bitch up so I can get him out of here? So Tank has a lot of opportunities that a lot of other guys don't. So you're going to have to push forward, work off the jab, and take the risks involved. Do I think Frank punched harder than Rolly? No, I don't. But I also think that Frank is smaller than Rolly and more talented than Rolly. I mean, Rolly punches plenty hard, but he doesn't have anything else. He's bad at everything else. He's not even an accurate puncher.
He don't even know how to hold a hard punch.
Right. If Rolly could have nothing else, but if he had accuracy, he'd be a threat. But
the reason why I rate Frank, I would say he's he has more power than Rolly, but I would say he's a better puncher because the way he throws punches and you know the force when it comes to the punch. It's like these guys just be throwing anything. You can tell the punches are calculated from Frank, like that one punch he did against old dude where he set him up with the right jab and then fucking cleaned his clock with that left hand, overhand left. Psh, I ain't seen Rolly guys do shit like that or Cruz.
Well, I'll say that because of Southpaw on Southpaw, Frank is gonna, it's. I'm not gonna say it's an even playing field, but Tank doesn't have his usual advantages. Usually, Tank is fighting, some, some person that's a lot bigger.
Orthodox.
Yeah, some person that's a lot bigger than him, and that's orthodox because Tank is now a big man specialist. Because I tell people all the time that hitting a smaller target is very difficult. That's why the only person in recent history that's gone the distance with Tank was Cruz, and Cruz is smaller than him.
What did Cruz do right in that fight?
Cruz?
Yeah.
Well, first off, Cruz has that standard Mexican chin, so that's ridiculous. Second of all, he's shorter. He was a very small target. It was hard to get to his body. It was hard to get to his chin. And third off, when he was inside, he was always punching. When he ran up on Tank, he didn't just run up on him and look at him. He was punching. He was throwing his standard overhand shots and uppercuts and working the body and stuff. And he packs a lot of power. So like I said, punching down is very difficult. It's harder than punching up. For example, with Barrios and Ryan, Tank has huge targets to hit, and they're trying to hit a small ass Tank. Whereas with Cruz, the advantages were reversed.
I feel like Cruz generally surprised Gervonta when he kept his hands up when he wasn't punching.
Yeah, he I mean, they were clearly watching tape. He just had his, the way his arms when they're bent up are about the same size as his trunk, so he can protect his liver and his chin at the same time. He just kept his rear hand up, and then Tank ended up hitting forearms when he was winding up that uppercut. What's up, NJMP? And that's another hazard. That's another hazard. Frank doesn't have that much southpaw experience, and this is one of the single best southpaws in the game. But Tank doesn't really have a whole lot of super duper southpaw experience either. His last one was there's Hector Garcia, and then I don't know how many other ones there's been in Tank's career, to be quite honest. So, a lot of people think Matias gonna get smoked, which I find funny. Like a lot of people think he's gonna get smoked.
Dude, that what Montana Love.
Montana Love was ass, though. I've been told people Montana Love was ass. They thought because he had a beard and because he was from Ohio, he was the second coming of Broner. Like Montana Love fucking sucks, bro. He's always sucked. I knew that nigga was gonna get cooked. No, I think Matias is gonna knock Perro out in 7. And I'm not saying that Matias can't lose. I'm just saying that I think that, it's going to come into a firefight and Matias is going to get the better of it. Not to mention, I think Ergashev is better than Perro. I think Ergashev had a better chance to beat Matias. And the thing about it, too, is that both Ergashev and Ponce, they emptied the fucking tank on Matias, and all it did was make him mad. I'm not saying Perro can't get a good shot off. All I'm saying is I think when it comes down to it, Matias can take the heat, and when he activates, it's going to be a problem.
Is that what you said?
Huh?
Matias, he got grit. He can take a punch.
Oh, he can absolutely take a punch. I mean, he's been hit with all types of shit. I mean, eventually, that's going to have some effects, and his chin is probably going to wear out, but I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, how are you, man? Long time no see.
Yeah,
Yeah, so what y'all talking about?
The weigh-ins, Tank, and
the motherfucking weigh-in. Man.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Gervonta, I'm not going to throw the jacket on him, but I feel like
Say what's on you.
I just don't know because, like, I don't know. Did you guys see that video where he was like running outside in like 107-degree heat, and like I want to say like that was during fight week, right? And I was just thinking inside like my mind, like, did he like actually come in overweight, and like did he have to like try to sacrifice more to try to make weight? Because it just felt so odd to me, and I don't want to say like, by any means necessary, like, he's not disciplined. It's just like 133.4 just feels odd to me. And yes, I understand Gervonta, he's a small dude, but it's like, if he does come in guns blazing, then yes, Frank Martin will have a difficult night and he could very well get knocked out. In which, personally, that's how I see it. But let's just say if this is Gervonta not performing as well because he sacrificed a lot just to cut weight, then I think Frank may have a chance to beat him. But I just don't know.
Well, this isn't the first time that Tank has weighed in at 133, so I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
Yeah, this isn't the first time he's weighed in, 2 pounds under. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's going to have a serious effect. But the onus of responsibility will be on Frank Martin to make this fight interesting. I always say that it's not
What do
the.
you think physically after seeing Frank Martin look like that? What do you think
I
he's
mean,
tomorrow?
I I just hope he looks fucking better because I remember when people were talking shit about Haney during the second Cambosos fight photos, it was kind of bringing back some of those vibes. I'm like, ooh,
It
this is
is.
a fucking yeah. I was like, this is a fucking problem here. Like he look. I mean, I understand it's just dehydration, getting the last of the subcutaneous water out of the skin, but I was just like, ooh, damn, this is some shit here.
Like, and that's why I'm glad I don't do that boxing shit for real because I couldn't do that fucking cutting weight down to the fucking last minute. I'll be a motherfucking 5'6" fighting that motherfucker 160. Fuck that. Hell no. That shit's crazy. And you see why it's very important that Ryan Garcia gets suspended? Because coming in overweight, it really be those last couple pounds that be hurting niggas the most. Frank,
Yeah, because oh, like, I'm sorry.
Frank, he looked. I ain't gonna lie, he looked zombied out, and I don't like that. But I remember Devin Haney looked like that too in the Cambosos fight. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then again, Frank ain't no motherfucking Devin Haney. He's his own man.
Yeah, like I just think doing like day before weigh-ins in boxing is like really bad because if you really think about it, you're sacrificing a day before your body rehydrates to fight, and the amount of sacrifice that you put in to try to make that weight is a lot more harsher versus like if you come in naturally on the day of, your body doesn't sacrifice as much because you're actually feeling a lot better. But don't get it twisted. Like people can have like an off night because if you're not doing proper, how should I say, like proper nutritional means to take care of like your body, then you're going to underperform. And I think it's just due to the fact that a lot of fighters don't really focus on cutting weight naturally. Like it seems to me that a lot of fighters are unnatural.
If
They,
people gave a fuck about weight bullying, we would go back to same day weigh-ins. All this clause and special rehydration bullshit. If people really gave an actual fuck about the weight situation, we would go back to same day weigh-ins because that's how it used to be. But it is what it
that's
is.
crazy.
But
Oh wait, did that
Gvozdyk,
actually
A
did
fight.
exist back in like the past, right?
That's why these niggas was so damn thin when they was fighting. Like welterweights actually look like welterweights, like skinny ass niggas fucking fighting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
well,
well, a
the,
big
the
ass,
side.
it's a fucking tall, lanky motherfucker. That's
Yeah, like the size of heavyweights, because heavyweights have gotten so huge, it pushed everyone down a division or two. Because heavyweights used to look like what today's like fucking light heavyweights and and cruiserweights look like. Like most of like Usyk
none of them niggas was
would be a
short.
big heavyweight back in the 80s. Usyk would be huge, but today he's small.
Yeah, because back on like the 1900s or 1800s, heavyweights used to be at least 180 or at least 175, and like take a look at guys like Gene Tunney or Rocky Marciano or even Jack Johnson, like they would be considered like very small people. So as far as like the physicality, evolution of boxing, like it has gone
What,
tenfold where
hold on, my bad.
fighters.
Off. What y'all think about motherfucking Gvozdyk against Benavidez? He did look a little shape. He looked in shape, but he did look
Yeah,
like
Gvozdyk has a really good chance
he
because
did look like a motherfucking grown ass man who just got off the motherfucking shift at his IT job.
That nigga's like 38 years. That nigga's like 38 years old. Like I understand people want to give people their respect. Yes, Gvozdyk once upon a time did give Bitter BF the most problems and push him the farthest he's ever gone. But come on now, this nigga's 38 years old.
yeah,
David
he's not a
Benavidez.
sacrifice.
Yeah, David Benavidez is strong, fast, punches a lot. And also we gotta stop talking like David Benavidez didn't fold a two division champion with fucking ease. I mean, come on.
But this
Come
time,
on, man.
I ain't gonna lie. This time around, though, the optics look different because you got a dude. He got broader shoulders, and he looks like a nigga that's 175. Benavidez, all the niggas he's fighting look like they been trying to bulk up and try to fight him, and that shit ain't gonna work.
It's because Gvozdyk looks like the dude that dropped Benavidez. We know that Benavidez early in his career got dropped by what's his goddamn name? I'm blanking on his
Oh,
goddamn.
you're talking about Ronald Gavril.
Real?
Yeah, Gavril, and he had to fight him twice. We know that Gvozdyk looks a lot like the Thrill Gavril, but I don't think it's gonna happen like that. I think Benavidez is gonna empty the clip, put him in the blender, because dude is there to be hit. And I'm not saying that Benavidez is not, but I think when it comes down to it, Benavidez is just gonna be too big, too strong, too fast, especially at 175. Shit.
Also, to add into that point, Gvozdyk has never been in there with a guy like Benavidez because most of his competition that he's fought were guys that were just standing right there to him, and they never brought him to deep waters except for Archer Beterbiev that brutally stopped him. But the most common flaw that people like Gvozdyk fight is that he's very stationary. He does not move his feet. He doesn't really move his head that much. So it's like, once you clip him, it's like it's basically game over because he doesn't switch to those, defensive gears where, usually guys that come from Eastern Europe, they're supposed to be trained on being basically technical with their jab, but they don't really do that when they translate that into the pros because it's mostly just taught at the amateur level. But it just seems like there's like a common trend with guys like Gvozdyk. When you trade with your opposition too much, you end up falling victim to fighting on the inside and not continuously focusing on your fundamentals, which is boxing on the outside and being defensively technical.
And if all else fails, Benavidez can just clock his ass in the back of the head like Better BF did and end that shit. If it
Yeah.
really if it really gets serious, he can just clock him in the back of the head and send that nigga to retirement again.
Yeah, Gvozdyk, he's just not there anymore. Plus, predating back to his, fight back in 2023, like he didn't look all that great anyway. It's not like, he's not the old Gvozdyk from like the past.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck he was fighting last time. I did put him in there with some mid, but yeah, but again, it's Benavidez's fight to lose. It's Benavidez's fight to lose. If he comes in there playing, hasn't done his research, leaves his jab at home, it could be a long night. But personally, I think it's gonna be brutal, and I think it's gonna be probably over with. And I think it's gonna be over in the first seven, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would even probably say maybe earlier, like round 4.
Oh, that could definitely happen.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, what do you think about Carlos Adames going up against Terrell Gausha?
Man, he probably gonna be the first nigga to stop this nigga. I've actually watched both of them fight live, and this nigga Goucher, it's like I don't know. This his life is stuck on cruise control or something. Like
That's why he took that fixed fight against Tim Tszyu, man. He took a dive. Bro.
That's look. I said that, and people were like, "Nah."
Oh wait, he actually took a dive.
It looked like.
So I was there
Uh,
at that fight, literally front row because it's the Armory in Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, for Tim Tszyu, nobody really knows who the fuck this guy is. So I'm there front row, right? And I'm just watching it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Goucher, he put it on him. Goucher, he popped him. I said, oh shit, he about to beat this nigga ass. Next thing you know, Goucher just get the chilling.
Cruise control.
And I'm like, what the fuck you doing? Like, this nigga act like he ain't never threw that fucking right hand. Like, it was just, and niggas was like, oh no, it's the pressure from Tim Tszyu, which could be true. It could be true. But just me looking at it, the optics just look real funny style to me. It looked like he went in there to just lay down. Like he knew he fucked up by dropping him, and it was just like,
Right. And you could tell when you watch so many fights, and then you just see something just a little janky. Like you can see it in body language, and it's like, dude, you can't fool me, man.
just start shelling up for the rest of the fight. That was that.
It was kind of weird, especially because because Goucher has smoked. Didn't Goucher smoke Gervonta Clark in like the second round with one fucking punch?
Yeah.
Like he went from that to just not punching at all. It was a little strange.
I say Gervonta Clark fucking beat Fedora before anybody else. Because I was there.
Yeah.
That the Fundora glove situation got brought up to light again. Erickson brought it up, right?
See the difference between niggas like Wilder and Haney and all that guys who accuse people of cheating or this or whatever. You gotta have the money and resources to back your claims up, nigga. If you go out there just saying on Twitter, "Oh, this nigga cheat me," nigga, you just get flamed the fuck up. So, nigga, either go to court about it or just shut up because that's just that. It's fucked up, but that is that.
They gonna flame you regardless, even if you got everything. But for Erickson, no, I believe him. When that story first came out, it's a little bit harder to spot. But his power just didn't seem Fundora like.
You could always tell when niggas swelling, like the swelling on his face just looked crazy. Like,
it was crazy, bro.
It was just crazy. And I get it. Niggas do get swelled up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen Fundora fight live, and I've never seen him crack like that. I didn't see him beat dudes up and TKO, but I ain't never seen it where it's like the nigga face popping out of looked like he got his ass beat up with a fucking frying pan.
Looked like Martin from that meme, man.
What did he specify what the gloves might have been packed with, or did he just say they were packed?
He just said they're packed, and he's claimed that because he didn't take his gloves off at the end of the fight. He didn't take off his glove, which was weird.
Yeah, he had one glove. He had the his left glove still on when they raised his hand after the dub.
And slimy Samson Laukowitz was holding the glove in his other hand. The optics weren't right.
Yeah, I get it. Because that did mean something. That fight was a meaningful fight for Fundora. Like
that was Fundora's coming out party. People said, "Oh yeah, he could beat up Charlo," and it was like, "Nigga, well, hold on. What the fuck is talking about?"
Not beating no damn Charlo.
I didn't think Mendoza was gonna beat him like that, but I knew Charlo and Tszyu would have knocked his ass out, and it almost happened if not for that fucking Tszyu's soft ass head.
But now Spence got to pay attention, nigga, because what if they try to do your ass the same way?
I want to get your opinion though.
It's easy just to say, "Oh, look, he was already damaged, so the knockout just happened."
They could do him like that. I was curious about your opinion because we seen Errol and Derek in like the same space, right? We obviously know why Errol the promoter, Derek the trainer, but I'm like, how did they manage to work this out between, Frank's dad, Frank, Derek, and Errol, even though they got their whole legal thing going? Because
you know who the bosses is, and you know who the workers is, nigga. So what the fuck? Stay out that business.
And also is money. Lawsuits are expensive, so both sides need to get this paper to litigate the other shit. So it's like, I mean, unless we're gonna fight hand to hand, we just got to sit here and suck it up.
Right.
Yeah, and that's that. And it's like, not to say that they're less than or anything like that, but it's like Frank, they're basically they work with or work under Errol Spence Jr. So it's like his situation is not their situation. The money's good on their end. That's cool. and you know what I'm saying, you got a good trainer. So it's like, what you gonna do?
And it's not exactly like Derek James is out here starving. I mean, he coached Ryan Garcia for better or worse. He coached Errol Spence for a lot of years. He still, I believe, he still has Jamel, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, even though Jamel going through his own legal situation right now, it's goofy. Yeah. But yeah, it's just everyone's got to eat, and then Frank has got the biggest opportunity of his life. Both Frank and Derek, to be honest, because ain't nobody really gonna give Spence that much credit for this shit. It's gonna be Frank and Derek. Spence just helped hook it up on the business side. So
No,
this is still
that's
uh,
true.
yeah. So this is still a great opportunity for Derek. So he can't be too salty about the shit.
Yeah, I just think about the split and what I had briefly read in the lawsuit, and I guess Errol making around 30 million, not to be pocket watching, but then it sounded like Derek wanted more than the 10% cut that normally probably came with their deals. And so I think it was like 10% of 30 million is what's that? Is that 3 million? I'm at whatever. I guess numbers wise. I guess my point being that I don't know who's in the right or the wrong.
What y'all think about Leonard Ellerbe leaving TMT and jumping to
Is that
TV
true,
real
man?
quick?
Or is that just hearsay?
No, that's real.
But we don't know where Ellerbe landed. Is it like because it just said that he was replaced by Schaefer as TMT CEO. We don't do we know who Ellerbe works for now?
I'm not too sure. I want to say he's probably still a free agent at this point.
Because my thing is, why would Tank put him in charge of GTD when he talked all that shit about being under TMT? It would be the same. It would be kind of like the same regime, unless it was only Floyd and Ellerbe wasn't the actual problem.
Yeah, because Leonard Ellerbe,
That don't make no fucking sense. You got your own promotion, and then you give Ellerbe power. Like the fuck is that?
Because he like the
yeah,
way
Leonard, yeah,
Ellerbe talk. Ellerbe talk a good game. See, Tank is special. Nobody's fucking with him. I mean, nobody. Not even my own mama. Type
we
shit.
gonna we gonna fight. We gonna fight who we want, and it's gonna be on our terms.
Yeah.
Okay, Tank is the A side, the ultimate A side, and then you got Tank over here. This motherfucker talking about, oh, we can get Ryan to cruise at 140. You dirty bastard! You talked all that bullshit about how Haney was too big, and now you turn it around talking about rematching and shit. Oh my god! I swear to God, man, when I saw that bullshit, it made me so fucking sick. I'm like, unfucking believable, man. You guys,
yeah. But on top of that, I was just gonna ask, like, why would Leonard Ellerbe even try to be with Tank in the first place, knowing that Gervonta already said bad things like about him and Floyd? It's like, if anything, like, why not?
who else you gonna eat with? Who else could benefit from Ellerbe's expertise? Because you got De La Hoya, you got Eddie Hearn, you got Al Heyman, you got the fucking Saudis, you got dude over there at Queensberry. Who else would even want Ellerbe's company aside from Tank?
Nobody.
Well, I was gonna say maybe like do business with maybe Probox or probably.
With what? Ellerbe has no stable.
Oh yeah,
What
true.
what
That's
flex?
not,
What
look,
flex is he gonna offer Pro Box?
Look, Ellerbe funny as hell. He going through all his.
Yeah. Like I'm just.
Hold on. Ellerbe going through his situation with motherfucking Tank and Floyd, and then you got niggas like what's his name, Ingram, whoever that dude name on Twitter.
Oh, John Ingram.
Yeah, Jerron Ingram or whatever. He like nigga, go talk to them. I got some other shit going on. I get it now. I understand where he coming from. Like, bro, because he was like, man, what you mean? I gotta talk to somebody else and not you. I thought you was the man. Nah, nigga, he's transitioning out this motherfucker. So I get it.
Is Floyd still in fucking Dubai or wherever? Do they still have Floyd in hostage?
Somebody has Floyd's phone and they telling him to tweet certain things or post certain things. I don't think he's that careful to keep on posting Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. Cancel.
But also to put this in perspective, Mickey Bay did an entire expose about all the fuckery at TMT, and everybody said he was lying. Oh no, he was lying. He wasn't handling business. It's his own fault what happened to him. Mickey Bay went into detail about all this fuck shit, and nobody believed him.
As an overview, what was he saying?
Mickey Bay, what he was saying was how they put him in certain situations to lose as punishment. Mayweather's cousin was managing a lot of the different fighters, not organizing dates, providing last minute fights, not getting them cards of opportunity, being negligent to their training, being negligent to their career management, and only trying to milk them for short cash while they're focused mostly on Tank and Floyd, which is the complaints that everyone else had. Cuba Arias, that dude Arias, he had the same complaints. Like I said, Mickey Bay had the same complaints. John Ingram apparently has the same complaints. And fucking what's the name? Moulton in a minute probably about to have the same complaints because the shit because Tank mad about some petty shit.
I think Martin, he should leave Floyd and he should, probably work with mm, I, I would like to say Devin Haney because I feel like Devin Haney could really help out because like I don't see like why he can't do that because it's like like if Martin does end up staying with Floyd, like it's just gonna be like another Gervonta Davis situation where contractually, you're going to be held to like a really strict standard, and you're not going to be getting, like the big fights that you say that you want. And
Well, there's nothing wrong with Moulton's young ass being held to a strict standard because he only 18 and he just getting to the money and fame. And you don't want him to start doing things like fucking hoes and getting caught up and all that nonsense. But right now, Moulton's bread is currently being buttered by Floyd currently, so he has no reason to not be loyal. However, if he starts stalling and being blocked from opportunities like Tank just put him off this card, then absolutely. Would I recommend Devin Haney? I don't know because they got a lot of shit going on right now. His relationship with Tank is all kind of weird and fucked up. But he's a young rising contender, and there are plenty of opportunities. God knows Matchroom would throw a check at him just to have him on the roster.
like I'm just saying, like take advantage of of those competitors, and don't be afraid to maximize your outcome. Like obviously don't be stupid with trying to move, incorrectly. Go in a direction that's going to boost your superstardom name, and then Carmel Martin, he'll be right there.
Well, I mean, all of his clout comes from being associated with Floyd and being associated with Tank. So it's best not to piss that away just yet. I mean, hopefully he
Yeah,
hasn't,
yeah, yeah.
hopefully he hasn't burnt any bridges or no shit like that. But yeah, yeah, it's a difficult situation, but hopefully his career will be fine and he'll be back on PBC cards or whatever. But
I was
but
about
yeah,
to agree
man.
with you though, as far as it being tricky, because we know Floyd's a hater, right? But it's almost like he's too young right now to really jump ship with the biggest names in boxing. At the same time, I don't know if he's really old enough to really understand boxing politics and stuff like that. What I mean by that is like a lot of these fighters aren't even privy to like sanctioning bodies. Like they don't know as much about boxing as we do. And so they don't know how even Floyd might F him over or whatever. I feel like he's in a tough situation, but he's getting to the bread at least. Uh, but he's already getting glimpses of mistreatment. So it's like, dude, man, get away while you can. Didn't Jahil Tucker get away? I think he just got away.
Was Jahai with oh, you
Maybe.
mean Jaleel Hackett?
Yeah, Hackett. Yeah.
Yeah, Hackett was another one. Hackett was TMT, and they were stalling, wasn't getting them dates, and now he over there matching fighting on boot shit.
Mm.
So it's tough. I mean, hopefully Schaefer. I don't want them to all run, just run on back if Schaefer offers them something. But hopefully Schaefer can get some new recruits and actually do better by them as opposed to trying to dangle a carrot and get them back on the plantation because Ellerbe and Floyd then already fucked this smooth up. Just only focusing on Tank. And what's fucked up is that TMT had a promising stable at one point. Like they had a promising stable full of young fighters, and they just basically starved them out. I mean, shit. Even what's his name, Truck. I'm pretty confident at this point that Truck Simpson has fought on a Haney undercard more often than a Tank one. Like in recent history, huh?
I think he's cool with both of them.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, all things considered, but financial decisions. But yeah, Haney is giving Truck more opportunities than Tank has. I'm pretty sure at this point. So Shit's weird over there with them. But I know that Frank has a history with him, and it's a pretty decent history because he fought on a Mayweather undercard back when Mayweather Promotions was actually doing cards, and that's what kind of got his breakout. And that's another reason why I think this shit gonna go the way it's supposed to. Because Frank, most niggas don't know that Frank already got history with them.
Yeah, they've rehashed so many damn times this buildup, man. What was the sparring? How was the sparring? How was the sparring? So
because the optics, they got to build something like a.
They need something. They need some history to attach on.
It's like people can be like, okay, these guys had a fucking trouble, sparring. One guy got hurt, and that was that, But it's different. The program is different. You think he can hurt him in the ring?
I know Frank can hurt Tank. I know that. I know they can hurt each other.
Yeah, anybody can hurt anybody. It's boxing.
True, but I think some guys have less capacity. Like Leo Santa Cruz, we knew he couldn't hurt Tank, right?
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean, though. But Tank has at least enough of a, that it to him that I'm like, you can hurt. He already said it. He said it's the brick hand. That's what he said. He said, "Hey, you hit me with that brick hand." So Tank.
But somebody try to tell me that was something else. That doesn't mean he has a hard hand.
Oh man,
brick hand just means rear hand. It means power hand, strong hand.
Exactly, but they try.
Yeah, that's all I mean.
But I guess my point being that Tank respects his power, and if he doesn't, I guarantee Frank's going to force him to at least once in that fight, more so than anybody else. I'm not saying he's going to win, but when I look at Tank's fighting style, maybe it's because Barrios has that the physical attributes as far as length and height over Tank, but Tank didn't look particularly good in that fight. That Hector fight and his defense leaves a lot to be desired. So he can be outboxed by a bigger
Hector,
guy.
Man, look, there's some shit from the Hector fight. I didn't even want to post on Twitter because it's just crazy. This Hector was like,
he posted one clip. I think he posted once.
There was a time
Hector got mad as hell. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is 8 seconds of footage, nigga. Like, damn.
Not even that shit. I'm talking about shit that will make Hector look bad. This nigga Hector was in front of fucking Gervonta. I was just rewatching it. It was like the third round or whatever. And he's just throwing these soft-ass pity punches towards Gervonta. And I'm like, what the fuck? Nigga, he has no, like, emphasis. Like, he's not trying to cock that motherfucker back. He's not twisting his hips. None of that shit, bro.
That's because Hector knows he's not defensively responsible.
And he was just slapping like this. Slapping and throwing overhands like that. It was never just like a straight 1-2 down the middle. Like
I was go ahead. Arvin.
And I'm not saying I'm a boxing expert or anything like that, but I do a little training myself, so it's like,
yeah, you post all the time, dog.
You can throw a 1-2, nigga. If I know what a 1-2 is, you should know what a 1-2 is down the fucking middle. Niggas not even doing that shit.
I was rewatching the Gamboa fight yesterday, the Davis Gamboa, and I rewatched the Isak Tank fight not too long ago just to see what I'm looking at. And I was like, that Gamboa fight. Gamboa's an old man. He still can land on you. You should have whooped him within 3 rounds, dude. If you're this big bag ape that you call yourself, bro. Gamboa shouldn't have gone that long. The Isak fight, I think he was fighting with one hand, so I really can't.
He broke his power hand.
If anything, it's more it's not really an indictment on his boxing ability. It gave me more appreciation for it because I saw he could actually. He's not just a power dude, right? But even then, though, I think Frank presents some athleticism that he hasn't seen. Power. Am I thinking anything else? I think the mentality's right, Frank wise. I think Ryan was off the rocker. Isak mentality wise probably was there, but just not good enough. Who else? Rolly. Are we really going to talk about Rolly Romero as a serious threat? Like, no. So I think Frank's the most difficult person. What do y'all think?
I personally hope so. My only actual concern is the mentality because that's going to determine if he can actually execute. We've seen his skill set. We've seen what he brings to the table offensively, defensively, etc. But when he gets hit, when he comes up against, Tank's speed, is he going to have the mental fortitude to adapt and still initiate and implement his game plan? Or is he just going to fold up, stay in the high guard, and backpedal around the ring until Tank hunts him down? That's what I don't want to see. I don't want that bullshit to happen.
I don't think Frank gonna do us like that, man.
I hope not. I hope it's interesting until it's over. I hope it's good. Shit. I hope Frank win. I don't have him winning. Yeah, I don't think he's going to, but I hope he win. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Like 60-40, I think. Tank versus Frank. What do you have it as?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe even 55-45. But yeah, I just hope he show out. And I hope that if he gets in trouble and he's got 2 knockdowns and he's not winning the fight, I hope he sell it. I hope he throw everything in the kitchen sink, like empty the clip. Do everything you can. Don't just glide to a loss. Don't try to just preserve yourself and slide out. No, throw everything you can at him.
Agreed. That's what I want to see in these fighters, man. When we talk about mentality, I'm not sure Tank has ever been tested in a fight.
Nah, the closest. Yeah, the closest he came was that Cruz situation because he had the injury and Cruz was on his ass. That's about it, probably.
Yeah, that's probably the closest. Which speaks to his discipline. Maybe not so much his ability to endure, right? But I think that's some good adversity to go through. I'm just thinking, do we know if we already know Tank, whipped on Ryan and what Ryan did to Dev, but do we know if Tank found himself in Devin's shoes, would he have kept getting up? I don't know that. I'm supposed to believe that, but I don't know that. If he's really hurt.
Do
we know Tank like that, or do we think we know Tank?
Well, there's a reason why it was exposed that both Ryan and Barrios had clauses. There's a reason why that happened. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that that's a giant question mark. Do I think he would have got up from a first knockdown or even a second one? Sure, but a third that late in the fight, well, yeah, it's sketch.
I don't know, man. It's sketchy. What you think, Artman?
What?
You think Tank is mentally strong? If he got knocked down a couple times in a fight, would he just say, "You know what? I'm gonna quit like Ryan did against me"?
Yeah.
You think he'd do that? I kind of think so too.
I think so. Because he's from the streets.
Oh shit! He said he's from the trenches, of course.
Shit though, y'all think I'm joking? I'm dead ass. He got it.
No, okay. No one said that Ryan and Barrios weren't tests. That wasn't the opinion that was expressed. All I said was there was a reason that they both had clauses. And mind you, if Ryan hadn't run his fucking mouth, we wouldn't even know this information. This wasn't shit that was volunteered to us. This is some shit that got leaked. And the only reason why, and then Ryan running his mouth was the only reason why Barrios felt comfortable to say something, because he was probably scared he wasn't gonna get no more fucking PBC opportunities. He's like, shit, if I go ahead and say what I experienced, these niggas might cut me off. So there's a lot of these niggas are ready to keep this shit secret. They're ready to just have nobody know this information, and it's only because of Ryan's big mouth that we know. So at first, were they tests? Sure. Now that we have the complete picture, it's debatable. Now, it's debatable.
Yeah. So I think it's clinch where Tank gonna get into trouble. Yeah, he got a muscle, but is he gonna have muscle tomorrow night? Shit.
And Frank got a punch in
there. Because everyone's like Tank. What do you call it? Frank is drained because you can see his cheekbones. Like his face is more skeletal now. You can see it, but. Somebody was just on BFTV too all. They're like, Frank wasn't even speaking English up there. I said, y'all are so extra, dog.
I'm not gonna lie, that's not a good look in my opinion because, nigga, if you don't got enough fluids around that brain, nigga,
he's gonna rehydrate like 20
it's
pounds.
Lights out, nigga.
He'll be fine, man. He's rehydrating now. He said he walks around at 55.
Because damn, Frank walked around at 55.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Damn.
them pictures of him, look, these pictures and shit like that, motherfucker look huge as shit.
That's why Tank keep calling him a bodybuilder and stuff.
So coming down, it's like,
he's real lean.
Yeah, and like I said, the early power. Early power in the early rounds need to be invested in Tank's body, man. Slow his feet, drop his hands, and then toward the fifth and the sixth, just cut on the afterburners and try to get as many rounds as you can. Because the thing is, you put Tank in a situation where he's taking body punishment, he's not as fresh, and he's got 4 rounds to knock you out. You could do something with that. You can make some shit shake, especially if you up on the cards. You can make a lot of shit shake.
No, that's a good way to approach it. You need some stabs to the body. Gervonta does it. Boots Ennis does it a lot. Them nice trying to act like I'm him. Wear on the body, break them down. Just take a little bit of steam off those punches, just a little bit. Who's a good clincher? Maybe Andre Ward. I don't know if you want to be in the pocket with Tank like that, though, man.
If you punch him, then you good. If you're gonna sit there and take punishment, then you fucking up.
Yeah, you're right.
Shakur is an excellent clincher, though. Shakur knows how to grab you to where you don't punch him.
Yeah, Shakur's very good at it. Obviously, doesn't have the same power as like a Frank and a Tank, but
Frank always got the bones in his face like Crawford.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because I was like, if we're gonna use Frank not gonna win this fight because of his bone structure, I was like, that's how Crawford looked. And people were saying Spence looked fool.
Well, I mean, Spence didn't look fantastic at the weigh-in either, but I feel it. That does make sense. But that's not why I think Frank is gonna lose. That's not why I think. And if I thought that Frank was gonna win, oh, trust me, I'd have no problem picking him. I'd go off. I'd break it all down. But honest to God, that's not how I see it happening, unfortunately. But like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I get it wrong. And I hope, shit, it'd be great if Frank came in there and just threw a helmet uppercut first round and ended the fight. That'd be fantastic. But, we can only ask for so much. Also, this just in general, I know a lot of fighters neglect this for whatever reason. But when you get into trouble and you're being pushed, 1-2, L step, or pivot or sidestep. 1-2. Look, 1-2 can get you out of anything.
That's the combination that I've been practicing heavy. That 1-2 down the middle, slide over with the pivot and throw that right hook. Because it gets you right out of range. And you can come back and shoot a fucking powerful fucking right hand. Or these guys are southpaw, a left hand. Definitely. What you laughing at, man?
You cracking me up, dog, with your boxing breakdown.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna start doing it like how these niggas, Chris Algieri, them niggas be.
Dude, you see how he tried to crucify? Who was it?
It's how Benavidez fight. Nah, straight up, because I'm a boxing fan. I observe certain things, dude, and like I understand some things are easier said than done, but it's like sometimes it's kind of simple. Like a 1-2, man, like that shit wouldn't hurt you, man, to just throw that shit down the middle, especially if a guy's only throwing hooks. But some people they're afraid of what's gonna come back. What if their 1-2 is not strong enough and that nigga just eats that shit and then throws a crazy overhand or fucking left.
It's not always about hurting an opponent. It's about buying yourself time to take defensive action. If someone is pressuring you while throwing wild hooks at you and you put a 1-2 down the middle, that forces them to temporarily reset or move their head to where you now have an opportunity to, let's say, pivot off the ropes, spin off away from the ropes, sidestep, L step, southpaw triangle, do whatever you need to do to make defensive adjustments and put yourself in a better position to be able to continue the fight. It's not even about always being effective, even though it is effective. It's about bailing yourself out of trouble. Because like I said, the last place you want to be is on the ropes against Tank in the high guard. That's where he fucking is guaranteed to apply pressure and do damage. You don't want to be in that situation. It's how Beterbiev cooks dudes. It's how Matias cooks dudes. It's how Inoue cooks dudes. You don't want to be in that situation against a goddamn puncher. It's not. It's literally you're serving yourself up on a fucking platter.
No, I hear you. He can't afford to be stagnant at any point in this fight
at all,
unless you're on the attack and you got Tank up in that situation, right? Which I think is possible because I guess I think Tank wins, but if I'm trying to talk myself into Frank winning, I think Tank has a serious volume issue. And I hope Derek James and Frank have noted that. So you can at least get the first 2 to 3 rounds just off volume alone. Because Tank gonna try and fill you out. So try and get those rounds. It's like you said, work to the body, and then hopefully you catch Tank at one point. That's what we go hope for. You just gotta catch him.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
catch him.
Is NJMP, the game plan is what is definitely what dude just said. Mr. Harry Venus just said. And as far as his best attribute, I personally think that it's Frank's. It's not only just his work rate, but I would have to say his ability to throw combinations in close. That's something that Tank hasn't really practiced, and something that he really hasn't had to practice because he has so much power. That ability to combine hand speed with actual punch placement, that's going to be crucial. And that's going to be crucial to, like I said, the effective pressure theorem. When you're inside, you should be punching. If you're not punching, then you don't need to be inside. It's needless danger. It's needless danger. So I think with that in mind, like I said, apply early pressure to the body. And then once you see his hands starting to drop to anticipate the body work, start putting it up top, jabbing to the eyes, jabbing to all the soft areas, then, we can make something shake. Like I said, if Tank has 4 rounds to knock you out and you up on the cards and you've been putting in the necessary body work to where he's not fresh, you could do something with that situation. You can make something happen because all you got to do is avoid getting knocked out or knocked down too many times. But if it's a close fight and you've taken a knockdown and you haven't really been putting that much work on Tank, that's your ass.
Nigga,
that's really
I'm afraid
that's your ass.
it look like Lubin versus Charlo.
You think Frank will go in there and get slept?
I swear to bro, I hope that shit don't happen like that.
Don't even put it out there, bro. Don't even put it out there like that.
Look, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm pro Tank, pro Frank, but it's like that weigh-in. I'm a little discouraged looking at that shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still stuck on that because it's like.
I think honestly, I think from the Artem fight, I wouldn't be shocked if Tank just jumped on his ass round 1, like immediately just blazed. I'm not saying he would like knock him out. I'm just saying based on what we saw Artem do, Tank probably gonna be like, man, fuck this nigga, I ain't showing him no respect, and just get in there and just start like just running it. I think that might be the situation, but I don't know.
That was his worst outing, that Artem fight. But I think Frank was what do you call it? Parrying a lot more of those punches than
folks judge him too hard on that Artem fight. I really do.
People were. He's
feel
parrying a lot of punches.
Because even though, he took a lot of punishment. I wouldn't say a lot of punishment.
He didn't take no punishment.
Yeah, he got hit to the body. A lot of body shots. Unnecessary body shots. But one thing I noticed though is that power is real because look how he did him in that last round. It kind of reminds me of this fight. That fight with Artem reminds me of Charlo versus what's that one dude name? The one who had the freak accident with his arm.
Korobov.
You remember everybody was judging him off that fight, saying, "Oh."
And nigga said he lost that fight. I didn't say Frank lost to Artem. I knew he whooped Artem's ass. I'm just saying Artem had some relatively
that because in the 12th round, it's looking like he about to stop his ass.
It was.
But it was
it was.
But it's still like, okay, even though the first couple rounds was competitive, as you can see, this guy has enough power to hurt this guy. He probably could have stopped him if the rounds continued. But
that Artem fight was one of the reasons Tank's team probably sent them the contract.
That's exactly what I said.
Exactly why they
That's
said.
exactly what I said. Yeah.
That's why they said that.
After that Bashir Revere fight, niggas was not
But Artem does one thing that Tank doesn't know, and that's throw a lot of combinations going forward. Artem is willing to punch with these guys, whereas Tank is not, and hopefully Frank has learned from that experience.
But Frank
and
did a lot of research on Tank. He said he watched all the research.
Did know how he walk. That's what he said.
He said he know how he walks, all that shit.
Well, I mean, you got to, but also real quick tangent. I'm like with Artem going to fight Shakur, I'm not saying that it's like Shakur and Frank fight the same, but that's some pretty good combat experience going up against Shakur, fighting a Frank Martin before Shakur. So I hope
And
Shakur paying attention.
Shakur talking like he about to fight this nigga right in the dead center of the ring.
He is, look.
That's
Which
how lie. I swear he is.
I mean, if Shakur, because Shakur got some shit to prove after not pulling the trigger with De Los Santos, but I hope Shakur don't approach this stupid.
Because niggas laughing at Frank Martin, but Frank Martin said, I ain't gonna lie, that nigga
He's the hardest hitter.
He said one of the hardest punches I'd have fought.
Yeah, he's an Armenian dude from Germany. You know, he's from one of them little Central Asian countries. Them niggas always hit hard for no reason.
I ain't gonna lie, Artem did dip low because see, Frank, he got that style where it's kind of like this where he catches and shit.
Yeah, he catches a lot of that.
You know, and he kind of like tucks his elbows to catch, you know.
Yeah.
Artem was dipping real low where he thought that, okay, this nigga's gonna probably try to hit me with an uppercut. Nigga, he thought he was gonna catch that shit, and that shit scraped the fucking abs off, nigga. Like he cutting cheese or something, man. It was whew.
You know, just
Frank being a guy that's in shape though, he was able to take that shit. Some niggas will fold.
But that's exactly what Frank needs to do to Tank, especially that lead right hook to the body. Always take that when you can get it. Always take it.
I was about to say when you were, talking about Frank's defense, dude, I just can't help it. But Jaron Ennis's defense, when he like rolls with punches and he's like choo choo, and he does he protects his body too. It looks like the freaking Matrix, dude. Especially against that Roman Villa fight. I rewatched those.
This nigga Frank, this nigga got a custom hat, diamond in it with the logo diamond.
Who's that?
Oh, what the fuck is this? Yeah, what is this?
That's Frank Martin. His fucking, he's showing off the motherfucking what the kids say, his drip.
Oh my god, the check must have cleared early. Now this nigga buying the goddamn jewelry store. He ain't even won shit yet.
Tank said it's sponsored jewelry, man. Tank said it's sponsored jewelry.
That nigga probably got like 5 fucking different buffs and all types of shit, man. Oh man.
He always wearing buffs like fucking Ugas. Oh shit, that shit funny.
But it is what it is, man. I feel like it's still gonna be a good fight, man. I'm judging too hard off that motherfucking weight cut, but it could play a factor because that was his last excuse for the last fight. He said he had a hard weight cut, and now
what he said that for Artem?
Yeah.
Oh nigga, come on, bro.
So
oh god.
So I'm saying like, I don't know.
Oh Lord. Well, it's like I said, it's Tank's fight to lose. It's Frank Martin's fight to win. Like I said, I just hope it's interesting. I don't want to see no shit where Frank go in there, get clipped early, take a knee, and then never fucking recover, and then just get smoked. Like I fucking can't stand it. I can't stand it. Or where it's just boring as hell for the first couple, and then Frank just runs into something like the Rolly shit, where nothing's happening, then all of a sudden, can't recover. Like, come on, bro, you got to make it interesting.
You think that's gonna happen?
I fucking hope so, man. I mean, Frank definitely got the skills. I mean, and he definitely has the hand speed. That's one of the things that benefit him.
Angry. You think he's gonna be too emotional in the ring?
Nope. I mean, he gotta be. He gotta be. You can't go into a Tank fight complacent.
Okay, from what I did hear, and I'm about to replay it anyways, but what I did hear is him saying, I don't give a fuck. He wanted to say I ain't give a fuck, but he said, I don't give a damn who rooting against me. I'm here to fucking win this fight. I'm gonna knock this nigga out and all types of shit. You think that's just all talk or what?
I don't know. I hope not, because like I said, you can't go into a Tank fight being complacent. You need to have the emotional fortitude to.
A Plant was.
Well, Plant was doing some work until he wasn't. Plant was doing good.
I'm not talking about the fight itself. I'm talking about the buildup. See, Plant, he popped it off with the fucking buildup, talking his shit. Oh, you head cheating.
He took a dive that fight, by the way.
We got closer to the win.
I agree with that, yeah.
Like, I'm just out gonna happen to me here and all that shit. Nigga, Frank got that same energy. It looked like he wanted to turn up some more, but he needed some Pedialyte.
I don't know because like I said, I posted it months ago about Frank having a pre-existing relationship with Mayweather Promotions. So this, like I said, it all sounds good,
Yeah,
but like
bro.
Harry and Venus just said, Plant that
2023.
fight between Canelo and Plant was some straight bullshit. Especially how we see Plant performed against fucking Durrell and Benavidez.
Yeah,
So I
man.
don't know.
I think Canelo slid him that check that night, the night of the weigh-ins, and he said, "You know what? I'll take it, bro."
Hell yeah, because he wasn't in there trying to hit Canelo with shit. He was in there throwing individual jabs, no combinations, none of that shit he did with everybody except
He was
Canelo's little
trying to go
ass.
nations, but they were getting fucking blocked, and Canelo was just,
How
slick
how the fuck you have more bravery with Benavidez than you do Canelo? That makes no sense to me.
because he knew that was probably one of his last tough outings.
Shit, man. But
When you
I
think about stuff like that, it's like, how much extra do you think they sell out for? Like, we talking 1 mil or like 6 million, like 10
I,
million? What is it, man?
Oh, I
I
got the link
it's
for
probably in the
that.
1 to 5
That
range
link right here.
Okay, I got you.
Going.
to see
I
how much. I
just,
wonder how much they gave Charlo punk
You talking
ass.
about TMT? This ain't no
yes, Charlo's another one.
anymore.
Charlo's another one.
This is a GTD party.
That makes it worse. That nigga
That
that makes it worse. That nigga not about to win a single round, no matter how good you do.
But you don't
That
think
makes
Floyd,
it,
you think Floyd might send his hitters in there to hate? You know what I'm saying? Drop the bag to the ref and to the
I
judge.
know I know that if anything happens where it's like, let's say Tank get a draw, they'll swear Mayweather rigged this shit from fucking Saudi Arabia or Dubai, wherever the fuck he is. They'll swear that oh man, Floyd a hater. There's no fucking way.
Sean Porter versus Errol Spence.
Now,
And
cause
I'm not
cause
saying like skill level. I'm just saying like, what if it's like super competitive? Like, what the fuck? Like, damn, I didn't know this guy was gonna go in there piecing the fucking champ up.
if it's anything like Sean Porter and Errol Spence, then Frank is probably gonna win that just based on output. Because Tank don't throw that many shots.
He don't, but he throw accurate shots.
And he knocks dudes out. So it might fuck around and look like Porter versus Crawford.
How many one-shot KOs does Tank have? Just the one against Leo, right?
No, he got Pedraza with one. Ryan technically was a one shot, but it was body. Uh, he's got like dudes, and then the rest of them are like random dudes, like Cuellar and like all these random ass dudes that he's been fighting. So he's got a couple though. He's got a couple.
Maybe I feel like we overestimate his power. No, I'm
We
not saying.
overestimate. I think we probably underestimate his power.
Man, I disagree, dog.
I
Now,
don't think
it's twisted. He is like the second puncher to Wilder in boxing. Like he's Mount Rushmore, but I feel like we act like it's superhuman. Like, I don't know about that.
But you think you got to look at the targets though.
That's
These
what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
stationary. They're
Right.
super stationary.
it's also like even if he doesn't get you, even if he doesn't put you to sleep, because he hasn't put anybody to like sleep since Santa Cruz. Even if he doesn't put you to sleep, it's the debilitating effect of being punched. It's can you recover your legs? It can you recover your liver? Stuff like that. Like
No, you're right.
Rolly,
He has concussive power.
yeah, like Rolly got popped in that nigga didn't know where the fuck he was. The referee was like, oh hell no, you know. So
Yeah.
and then Ryan got punched, which even the Ryan shot looked kind of weird, but
Is
Ryan got punched right
Chinny?
in the liver, and then he just said fuck it. But even though I don't think Ryan actually came to win,
Is Rolly Chinny?
Rolly's chin isn't great. Rolly and the thing is, Rolly's ring IQ is non-existent. He'll run into all types of punches, and he's just horrible. He's bad at everything.
He's just a decent athlete with hands. That's what Rolly is.
Yeah, I can't name a single positive boxing attribute that Rolly does even good. Like he's horrible. Like he's literally horrible.
Yeah, I don't know how he make it outside of his Mayweather connection, probably, right? He doesn't deserve to be on the big stage. I think his mouth got him there, pause. Because I guess that's his only good attribute, if you think he's a good trash talker, relative like to all the other boxers who talk shit.
And he's not, because that list he barely speaks English. His only purpose was to be a Tank sacrifice. It was like, look, we need Tank to look good. We'll give you some paper so you can do that, and then yeah. But other than that, that's it.
Who is the best trash talker in boxing? The first person that came to mind for me was Tony Harrison. He hasn't fought in a
Yeah,
minute, but
yeah, Tony Harrison's fucking hilarious.
he's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know who else though. You know who's funny, but he's like, what's that dude's name? He's a lower division dude. Sonny.
Sonny Edwards.
Sonny Edwards is kind of funny. He's a pretty good shit talker, actually.
I'm not
I
gonna
saw
lie,
him up to that Bam fight. He was actually kind of good.
I'm not gonna lie, Regis was funny as shit against Devin Haney.
Regis is funny too. Regis is funny.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. When he said name them niggas you knocked out, I started laughing. I was like, oh shit. he said, how many knockouts you got? He's like, okay, name them niggas you knocked out. And then it was Hushman. I was like, oh fuck. That shit had me laughing. I was like, oh goddamn.
You really got faith in Matias though?
That dude's overrated, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's super rated. I'm saying he can beat up this one nigga. I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm saying he can beat this nigga.
That other dude, okay, his last fight with dude, right? It's like dude just tired himself out throwing every punch he could. That was just that.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. If Matias's camp teaches him a jab, he will become a problem. Well, he's already a problem for everybody. But if Matias's team teaches him a jab, every fight against all the top guys will be 50-50. That includes dudes like Tiafimo, Tank, etc. If his team teaches him a jab, all of his fights instantly become 50-50. Because that's the only thing he don't do, aside from the other technical tidbits.
He said his toughest fight will be against another nigga in a lower weight class.
His toughest fight is Gary Antoine. Gary Antoine is the best 40-pounder, bro.
Against Gervonta.
No, he looking for paydays though. That's why I said that.
Yeah, and Tank not gonna fight him. Matias, there's too many variables to that. There's too many variables. Because Matias is one of those dudes that what if Tank hit him and then Matias don't go nowhere? Then it's like, oh fuck, what do I do now?
You're in real jeopardy.
Yeah, there's too many variables. Too many variables.
Sleeping on Tank's boxing abilities. Niggas, he can box.
He can, but Matias, honestly, Matias is like a
boxing skills kind of digressed because of his opponent's selection.
Well, that's what this fight is going to show us. Does he still, have a lot of the abilities when he was coming up directly under Floyd, or has he languished too long? Because that's another thing that can happen when your competition hasn't been good for too long. A lot of the skills and a lot of the fine motor skills you develop when you're fighting challenging fights can diminish. So if you spend too long fighting mid, you can fall off.
Exactly. Nigga, Harry, are you smoking a motherfucking cigar on my motherfucking live?
Man, what are you talking about, Fanon?
Hey, that nigga Fanon was like, you can't smoke on my channel.
Dude,
Don't smoke on my fucking channel. Shut your
That dude is insane. What the fuck did the Haney's do to him?
It's because Devin Haney's pops called him a fucking con man. I remember that shit because I used to watch Fanon.
I used to watch Fanon. I stopped.
I never knew what actually happened. Like, so Bill called him a con man based off of what?
I don't know, probably a misunderstanding.
But that's what did it all. He called him a fucking name. Oh shit, okay. Because I truly don't like half of the boxing beef origin stories. I truly don't know. Like I didn't know if it was some Twitter shit or some fucking business shit or
Niggas can't even tell you why they had a beef with me.
People ask me all the time. I'm like, let me tell you something. I have no fucking clue. I have no clue what happened between him and them. To this day, I have no idea. And me, I know I get it based on proxy, and that's okay. I really don't care. But people ask me, hey, what happened between Artman and so-and-so? I'm like, I have no fucking idea, bro. Ask the nigga starting all the shit. They probably won't be able to tell you either.
But everybody, the game's been watered down on Twitter, man. Everybody wants to be that person who says shit for shock value. Like, that's just stupid to me.
A lot of dudes.
Funny shit, but I really be feeling this way. Just because I don't be out here trying to troll or whatever. when I do troll, it's just me having fun, joking. Like
A
I see,
lot of dudes on Twitter are trying to start second careers in like sports media and shit, and it's like, hey, respectfully, I understand the internet can change lives, but like that shit is gone. Like, focus on what you really do, and like just like the posts become the same. They start reposting shit and just posting videos and shit. It's like, oh my god, all right, bro. Like you had
I,
all the time in the world to be a
that's,
fucking sports journalist, and you pick
why-
now on fucking Twitter.
that's what separates me from a lot of these dudes is because I actually have talent. Not I'm the most popular on Twitter, whatever. Nigga, I have quality product, and I can say whatever. I can say, nigga, I don't like this group, I don't like that, whatever, and they can still buy.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You can't really conduct quality journalism if you're afraid about upsetting people. You
Yeah,
can't ask the right
that's
questions and you
what's,
can't tell the truth because you don't want to sacrifice your relationships from getting access to certain things. Once that happens to you, you're no longer a credible source for information.
and I don't like that shit. Like Mill
Yeah.
City Boxing, I have no respect for niggas like that. Zero respect.
Shout out to Mike Carpenter, man.
Just keep it 100.
And
Just keep it 100. Like, if I have my own, like, okay, I do have my own show, but if I had a show that was popular and I was getting interviews or whatever, I'll be asking these niggas straight up questions like, why not? These niggas be trying to kiss ass.
the thing is too, like, the field is so saturated. The likelihood that you're actually going to be able to start this successful second career is highly unlikely. And the biggest dudes are on YouTube. So if you're not on YouTube, then I'm not really sure what you're doing because the Twitter stuff is just for jokes and pastimes. To be honest, no one is really building a solid reputation on Twitter. Like that's not where people go to get legitimate information.
Delete that
Like
shit.
honestly, I get quicker updates on boxing from Instagram than I do from Twitter. Like the boxing Instagram is much faster with the news than Twitter is.
All that shit's watered down, though.
Yeah, it's saturated. It's saturated. People people crashing out and trying to like build little ESPN news desk centers on Twitter. I'm like, man, that's not. I'm like, I'm sorry, but and maybe in another life, but that's not how shit's going to
Credit
work for you.
to the source for the video. Nigga,
Like dudes be like, I got some inside intel, and the fighter himself posted the shit on Instagram like 2 weeks ago. Like, what are you? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, like they posted it themselves.
Yeah, you like your right, though. It's
but me,
better to
the
build on
difference
you.
between me, I just post, what I believe, the shit that I see, how I feel about it. And niggas get mad about my opinions on the situation. Niggas be mad as hell. How dare you think Frank Martin have a chance against Tank?
Yeah, that's weird. Because Tank stands should be talking him up, but they have a very weird relationship with Tank. I don't know. They're always talking about his hair, how good his tattoos look, how great his body looks. It's very weird. I don't really care for it. It's kind of creepy. And what's weird is that it's like a lot of older dudes, like a lot of late 30s, early 40s, and I'm like, you really
I
going into
know.
detail about the kind of oil that Tank uses on his fucking hair? Like, I don't need to know all that shit.
Oh, he used
And
Bed Bath & Beyond, girl.
yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And then anytime I'm actually in direct contact with any of the fighters and I'm trying to ask reasonable questions and get some information, not to post anything about it, just for my own general knowledge, niggas will come in running interference. Actually, how about you focus on this? I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm not even talking to you. You just coming in running fucking interference. I'm having a direct conversation, and you're like, no, don't answer that, Tank. Don't worry about him. Don't tell him shit, bro. He don't know what he's talking about, dog. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm a regular dude. I'm not gonna do anything with the fucking information. I'm just asking this nigga a question. Nigga will come in, no, no, bro, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. I'm like, you sound like a bitch, dog. Shut the fuck up, man. Let's go somewhere. Fucking pathetic as hell. Grown ass man allegedly with children talking about, no, dog, don't talk to him. Nah, man. Don't answer his questions. Don't no, come on, dog. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Jesus Christ. Sound like some goddamn bitches. You know, for some people that claim to have survived slavery, y'all sure turn the softest baby shit behind some goddamn tweets. Like this is fucking nuts. And I am blocked by some fighters. In JMP, that's the reality. I'm blocked by Stan Jonas. I'm blocked by Andre Ward for whatever reason. You know, I don't even really talk to her. I'm blocked by fucking Jamel Herring. I don't give a fuck. They're human. They're human. And as a person who pays for boxing, I have a right to ask them questions. They have rights to not answer. It's very simple. Yeah, but niggas get so emotional, like ridiculous. Telling them, no, man, don't answer that. Hell no, don't answer that question. Over here feeding them lines like we in a fucking court. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Make me sick with that shit. I'm like, and these are the niggas raising kids? No wonder the situation is fucked up.
This
Do
shit.
you think Tank would attack the body against Frank early in the fight? He should. He absolutely should. One of Frank's key attributes is his speed. Like, you know, his hand speed and his foot speed. So Tank should absolutely target the body early. You need to slow Frank down as much as possible. I mean, Tank is not, you know, Tank don't, you know, Tank does, like I say, doesn't have a high output, but he should definitely target Frank's body as much and as often as possible. You got to slow him down some. Because, like I said, if Frank gets on a runaway train with the early rounds, that's going to be problematic. A lot of these dudes, a lot of these dudes don't want to be blocked by fighters. But the thing is like a lot of these interviews or tweets or whatever, it's not materializing into anything. I mean, what you're gonna get some passes, maybe to a couple of fights. You know, are you planning to preserve these relationships over the long term? I'm like, these fighters, they're circling their wagons. Like when they get money, the last thing they need, the last thing they want to do is create new mouths to have to feed by, you know, these different types of relationships. So, you know, they're not gonna like pay for your kid's wedding or no shit like that. You're just talking to some fucking you're just talking to some fucking some athletes. Like maybe my worldview is warped because I'm from Los Angeles and encountering celebrities is not like a big deal to me. So maybe I have to give these dudes some grace. My mindset is a little bit warped because of my experience. But like I don't see these dudes as gods. They're fucking athletes that I pay to fucking do the sport. I'm not going to be
I know
starstruck.
what you mean.
You know,
I know what you mean. But anyways, yeah. These niggas, man, they be treating these niggas like they're fucking gods or something.
yeah. I'm like you're a paying customer unless you don't pay for any fights. Like I don't pay for every fight, but I do pay for some fights. I have a fucking ESPN subscription, so I'm definitely talking shit about Top Rank because I pay for fucking ESPN.
Yeah, Art Man smart with it, moving product while talking boxing. I mean, that's what you got to do. But I don't depend on this shit either. I don't just paint boxers. I be painting whole family portraits and shit like that. Painting pictures for funerals and stuff like that. I just painted a picture for a funeral. I actually got to finish it actually in a couple hours. But yeah, just other shit, man.
Also, I know this isn't a channel where we get into lots of European boxing, but Reactpo, I personally think is going to beat Chris Billum Smith because he's done it already once, and I think he's going to do it again for the cruiserweight title.
Nigga, who? William, who the fuck is that, nigga?
The Reactpo, I think, is French, and Chris Billiam Smith is British, but yeah, some European cruiserweight action. You know, I fuck with Reactpo. That's just me.
That's why I tell people I'm not a boxing expert because I don't know who the fuck this nigga talking.
Yeah, that's just in case somebody wanted to know. I personally think that Reactpo is gonna get the new cruiserweight title.
Nigga, we having a party for Gervonta Davis versus Frank Warren at my fucking pop's barbershop. Hell yeah. And I seen a flyer too. When I was picking up my shirt or whatever, I seen a flyer and the flyer had a fucking party for the fucking pay-per-view. So they rocking with them all the way out here in Minnesota, so I like that.
Shit, they was talking. Obviously they was talking about Tank at my job because I'm fucking 20 minutes away from Baltimore. So it was like, y'all gonna see the fight, right? Yeah, on the avenue, to do all that shit.
So, you really over there?
Yeah, yeah. I think what's his name? Lamar Roach is having a fight in DC. I'm gonna see if I have time to might pop up on that one. Depends on what I got going that day.
2024 champions is over. Boston owns Dallas. I don't really watch basketball, especially after the Timberwolves lost.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. And then you got Maxile coming back. People forget Maxile was the champion at one point, even though that win over Gary Russell was.
Man, I just seen a fucking disheartened motherfucking interview from Gary Russell Jr. This nigga talking about pads don't help your skills and shit like that. I'm like, nah.
Oh, Antoine.
No, Gary Russell, the one that we know from our generation.
Well, that's because he had beef. He had beef with Devin Haney because Haney offered. Well, they was talking that shit, and Haney offered him a
Oh
contract.
my god, how did I forget?
Yeah,
How did I forget?
yeah. He got mad. He got mad because they offered him, I think, like $1 million or something, and then Gary turned it down, and then he was mad. He been mad at Bill ever since. And the fight was at 135. Because Gary been talking shit. Gary been talking shit for years. He been talking shit like, "Oh, I'll hop up to 135 and beat up Tank and Haney and all of them." But when Haney actually offered him a contract and he turned it down, they pulled this whole card and he's been angry ever since. It's like, bro, we didn't tell you to turn the fight down. You turned it down. So it's like, well, why are you mad at us? We offered it to you.
Wow. He just tweeted. He said Floyd told Frank he seen me running this morning, but he can't keep control over his kids while she out here begging to suck dick too. Annoying.
Oh my god, that's what Tank talking about. Man, oh my god, fucking corny as hell, bro. This nigga talking about all the wrong shit. My barber says that Baltimore is not the DMV, but I don't really know.
Because he's like, I made a perfect analogy. I said he's like the motherfucking King Von of boxing. They like that shit. And can you blame them? They like seeing that young nigga, tatted up, beating up motherfuckers, knockout artists, not born, say not born in the ring, from the streets, kind of like the rappers and shit like that. So they like that. They're used to seeing that and admiring that through music. So they see this dude, he's a part of the culture, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's why they like Gervonta.
Tank.
Frank Martin, he has an opportunity to become that if he beats this guy.
I hope you don't become all weird and corny, but I always say that the streets are not black culture. The streets are black circumstances. It's a big difference. Part of the, I mean, I don't understand. Niggas will admit that certain people, I'm not going to say the name on YouTube, but a certain group of people control the music industry, but then they want to make it seem like, oh, this is our culture. What the fuck is it? Are your kids being brainwashed or do you like the shit? Like niggas be like, oh man, they put that in our media on purpose to get us hooked into the system. But then they'll be like, oh yeah, that's the culture. Are you being brainwashed or do you like it? Because you can't blame that group of people for brainwashing you if you actually like the shit. Because in the 90s, we were all on the same page that all this gangster bullshit was being pumped into the community on purpose to brainwash us. Fast forward to today, it's the culture. What the fuck? I thought the gangster bullshit was a result of economic degradation. Now it's the culture.
It is a part of the culture now, D Hive. It's just the ugly part of the culture.
Nah, that's what I said. It's not culture. It's just circumstance. Me, I try to give black folks the benefit of the doubt. Whenever niggas say this is the culture, you're basically admitting that there's a part of us that are pathologically that are pathologically damaged, which I refuse to. I really believe that.
Nigga, I ain't gonna tell you a lie, nigga. The fuck? I believe that.
You believe that we're pathologically damaged.
There's a lot of folks that are fucking too far gone. But I feel like there's a lot of that people in other people's communities as well.
That's true.
Our shit is just like on public display 24/7. And our shit came from not just us naturally being fucked up. Came from years of racism and seeing each other fucking get killed on social media and shit like that are in front of us every day. So it's like we're conditioned to be totally fucked up.
And the FBI and CIA as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but niggas don't be trying to hear no excuses. So you just gotta move accordingly.
Even still, man, like boxing, we're supposed to get a reprieve from all this shit because even all of the fighters, even all the black fighters of old, they came from the trenches.
But yeah,
They
some of them come from the fucking trenches. Sonny listening, he came from the trenches, nigga.
shit, fucking Evander Holyfield, that nigga from like fucking Augusta, Georgia, or some shit.
Floyd Mayweather, but they came from being poor.
Oh, yeah, he's from Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. They came from being poor. A lot of people can relate to from Gervonta Davis coming up from a broken down community.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say fucking. I'm not gonna say.
Somebody said Tupac's story so crazy, nigga. They family fucking left B-more to go to fucking Oakland. That's how bad it was over there. Like, what the fuck? That's not. I've heard it's not the best when it comes to like crime and shit like that at that time.
Right. And yeah, I've now officially been to Baltimore more times than I've been to Oakland, which is weird, but it's the reality. But but yeah, I can understand that. But then again, you got people like Boots, who I'm not saying he's from bad circumstances, but Philadelphia is not the greatest place on earth, and he don't get that vibe.
And like this nigga riding bikes and shit, buying new chains and track hogs, nigga. Nigga, they touch Gilly Kid, nigga. They can touch any of these niggas out there. And I'm not trying to put that on them, but nigga, I heard it's crazy over there, nigga. For real. I got a lot of
Yeah,
people over there.
I've been to Philadelphia twice. It's not the best. I've been up and down that famous street with all the homeless and drug people. I've seen it firsthand. It's not a great place to be.
One night, I was just chilling at the crib. I was smoking a bleezy. And I was just letting YouTube play. And because I watch like car chase, I like watching like police car chases. I don't know why. I like watching that shit. Niggas trying to outrun the fucking police. Anyways, YouTube was just playing, and it just auto played to like somebody driving a car through Philadelphia. Nigga, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, what? Niggas living like that? Nigga, that shit make the fucking projects over here look like nothing. Nigga, makes it look sweet. Like, nigga, they fentanyl heads is like times 10 over there. You know what I'm saying? Our fentanyl heads is crazy, but their fentanyl heads is fucking on some Walking Dead type shit, like a herd type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's highly infected zone of motherfucking fentanyl heads.
Yeah, and I was on the way back. I was on the way back from Philadelphia, and I almost got caught up in the damn police car chase. Not being involved in one, but almost getting hit by the person running from the damn cops. And of course, it was a fucking scat pack. All the dudes had shiesty masks on, license plates blacked out. The usual bullshit. But yeah, man,
All of it on YouTube too.
that shit is nuts.
That's what Jared Harrison was doing. I was watching that shit too. These niggas
Yeah, I do not plan on going over there for some time. I don't.
them niggas suck. All the people be driving them track hawks trying to outrun the fucking police. Them niggas suck. They cannot fucking drive, dude. Fast ass car. These niggas still be fucking neck and neck with the police. Nigga, like supposed to hit this how
Why?
this how
The cops got charges too, though.
I'm not advising niggas to fucking run from the police or whatever in high speed chases or anything. But nigga, if you're running from the police in a high speed chase, don't just go straight, nigga, in a straight fucking line. You're supposed to fucking cut as many times as you can, nigga. These niggas, I don't know.
Do not listen to Art Man and cut over multiple lanes of traffic and endanger
I'm not talking
civilians.
about cutting lanes. I'm talking
The
about
fuck are you talking about?
cutting streets. Don't fucking just go straight, nigga. But hey, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Just
Don't listen to him. Turn yourself into the authorities. Stop committing crimes and shit.
Follow the rules. Don't listen to me. Follow the rules.
Thank you. Nigga talking about cut as many times as possible.
Cut as many times as you can. These niggas be fucking just go to the straight fucking line, ducking from these. Anyways,
stop selling drugs and lowering property values, kids.
Yeah. Go to school, get your education, apply for student loans, all that shit.
I'm not saying do all that. Just do something else. Don't endanger the lives of others.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. Don't do that. Most definitely. But back to this motherfucking Frank versus Tank shit. These niggas talking about the suburbs. You ain't from the streets. Do you feel like that plays a real factor in the fight, or is that bullshit?
Isn't Frank from fucking like Indiana or some shit?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Yeah, that sound like it sucks. That doesn't sound like the fucking suburbs. Like I've never
I
been there,
don't
but
know. I can ask y'all a question because
Oh shit, my
I
bad.
think
Man, I'm fucking just going off. What's up, bro?
what's good with you, bro. I fuck with your Twitter shit. I'll be tapping in with the I just ordered a what's it called? One of them tank sweaters, bro. Them shit's hard. Keep pushing. But I got a question for y'all though. Cause earlier in the stream I heard y'all saying y'all think that Tank ain't never been tested, but recently Tank posted on Twitter and he said that he don't fuck with Floyd because Floyd put him in a fight to lose. So with that being said, like if you think that Floyd put him in a fight to lose, what fight do y'all think that would have been, and how would that not have been
I feel like that's
another test?
bullshit, man, because Pedraza, bro, he always brings that up too. I feel like it's the Pedraza fight. I'm not saying that it is, but I feel like it is. Because he keeps on mentioning how he only had a handful of fights and Pedraza was already a champion and this and that. But it's like, dude, nigga, you a hard ass puncher, nigga, with speed and IQ, nigga. You can get this nigga the fuck out of here, which you did. And as
I
we
don't think
Pedraza's really not some type of killer.
I don't think Tank is even telling the truth about that because he said that on multiple occasions. He said, "Oh, they tried like Tank tried to articulate that they might have been setting him up with fucking Rolly." Which, come on, man,
And
Yeah,
Rolly was
Leonard Ellerbe was selling
and
yeah,
Lomachenko.
yeah. Now, okay, like now the Lomachenko thing that might have at the time that might have been a setup. Okay, sure, but
But
like yeah, but I
Frank from
think that
Detroit.
he's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. I guessed Indiana earlier. That's my fault. But yeah, I don't
Ain't
believe that
Detroit worse than Indiana though?
probably I've never been there, but I don't think Tank is telling the truth with that. I think Tank is just I think Tank is just trying to incriminate Floyd and trying to say he set him up. I don't think that's realistic because Floyd had no incentive to do that. What would he do with the Tank with a loss? That doesn't make any sense.
Make less money.
Yeah, that doesn't make any kind of sense.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just feel like if you put yourself in Floyd position, at the end of the day, Floyd knew he was gonna lose Tank. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna set him up to ruin his career. We give Floyd a lot of points for a lot of bullshit, and we look past a lot of shit because he's a great. But at the end of the day, like Floyd be on a lot of hate and shit. So I can't put that
That's
past Floyd.
correct.
Just me looking at the picture, because look at what Floyd doing now. The nigga posting talking about Frank and Frank and Tank is canceled and all. He do a lot of goofy shit that people look past. You know what I'm saying?
No one, I don't think anyone is
But they
denying
was
that Floyd Mayweather is an asshole. I just don't think that during his time stewarding Tank's career that he set him up for a loss. I don't believe so because Floyd had the opportunity to do that and he didn't take it. Like Micah said with the Lomachenko situation, that would have been some shit where it's like, okay, now Floyd is doing a lot. But with the people that he put him in with, I didn't pick any of those people to beat Tank at all.
Oh, I don't know, cause going from a Leo Santa Cruz knockout at 130 and then jumping all the way to 40 after he
but he
said that he wasn't comfortable. Tank said after the Gamboa fight that he really wasn't comfortable at 35, and then he ends up going back down to 30, and then we push him back up to 40 to face the biggest fighter he's fought. And I don't think that Barrios is really a slouch because you've seen what he did with Keith Thurman.
we seen
What
And
did
what
he
he
do
did
with
with
Keith
Tank.
Thurman?
We seen what he did to Tank.
that's what
But
I'm
what?
saying. Exactly.
And
But
And
what?
he
What
Barrios
ain't
did?
slow down
arguably
Tank.
had the most success in any as a Tank opponent in any of Tank's fights. He had the most success. And as he moves up, arguably who can beat
Who had the most
Barrios?
success?
A Boots Ennis
Barrio.
or another
You
star?
said who had the most
Og-
success against Tank?
Mario
Ogmenov,
Barrios.
Yeah,
Ogmenov almost beat Barrios, and that was at 140.
that's
That's
what
the one reason why Barrios got
that.
that opportunity.
But that's not a bad fighter
I feel
though.
like Cruz still gave him his toughest fight.
But
Nah, Cruz
you're
got beat
arguing
up
that.
with one hand, man. Cruz ain't nothing. Frank will beat Cruz. Like
But the thing is,
Cruz is a hype job. Now he beat Rolly. Now everybody like, oh, Cruz. Like, nah, bro. I
but
don't, I don't buy it.
Tank said he was uncomfortable at 135. Then he says he's uncomfortable at 140 and needs to go back down to 135. The only thing I remember is who the WBA champion was when he jumped from 130 to 140. The WBA champion at that time was Vasily Lomachenko. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like he's uncomfortable at 135, but then he's uncomfortable at 140, so he goes back down to 135. It's like, so what the fuck? If he wants to go back down to 130, go back down there then.
He did. He said he
Man,
was
he did to
uncomfortable.
fight that little ass nigga, man. Come
But
on,
this
bro.
this this is my point. This is my point. And he still when he weigh in, you see Tank's a little fighter and he always talks about going down to
He is
130.
not. He's
But at the
stocky as
end of the
hell.
day, Styles make fights like everybody says. I don't think that Cruz is I don't think Cruz is better than Frank Martin, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, Styles make fights. And we see when Tank has to fight a bigger, taller fighter, that's not really his first option. He might be good at it now because he's had to do it, but when he fought Ryan, everybody says a rehydration clause. He didn't want to just step straight to Devin, but a lot of Tank fans don't say that because he's a bigger, taller, rangier fighter. You don't see Tank really jumping in with rangier, taller fighters. So all I'm saying is if Floyd did set him up, I would see it being a Barrios fight just because he wanted to see him lose. A lot of people just want to see Tank lose at this point, and I don't know. I think he's been tested, and we'll see come Saturday night if Frank Martin's a test. But I just think you're gonna need somebody like a Shakur Stevenson or like you guys say, Lomachenko is really the only.
It goes crazy.
Man, Shakur gonna need some Oscarine to
Like
beat
Shakur
Tank.
Stevenson will be the nigga that get it fuck out.
Shakur gonna
I
need some Oscarine if he want to beat Tank.
I ain't shit compared to Floyd when it comes to boxing, but I know for a fact that if I didn't think Barrios was going to do anything, I'm pretty sure Floyd didn't either.
Bro,
And yeah, and I think that was just to test his ability. Now, if Floyd had said, "Hey," at the time, if Floyd had said, "Hey, let's set up a Josh Taylor fight," then I would assume that maybe he was trying to do something to Tank. Or if he said, "Oh, let's set up a Regis fight," at that time, then I would assume he was trying to do something to Tank. But Barrios specifically, nah, like
especially
nah.
Barrios on
The Regis was calling Tank out. He said he's like, why he fight Barrios?
Exactly. If Floyd had said, "Okay, you know what, fuck it, let's make the Regis fight," then I'd be like,
I
"Okay, see
don't.
now Floyd is up to some
I
fucking."
I don't think that's a setup because Tank himself said he retweeted the shit and said I'll put Regis to bed. And
Yeah,
Regis
Tank said
Regis
that
hits
about a
hard,
lot
but
of people.
Yeah,
Regis hits hard. But
He
how is
didn't
that?
fight him.
But Tank said that about Keith Thurman, bro. Tank at one point was talking about
He
going up to
said that about
147.
Terrence
Talking about
Crawford.
right, and we all know how that shit
Everybody says he said that
goes.
about Terrence Crawford, but if you watched it, he was laughing and joking. But at the end of the day,
Yeah,
he
because
can't
what he
even
was saying
play.
was fucking stupid. Crawford, that fight would not go good at all.
I was like, yeah, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't know. Then
Nah,
after the
look,
hell fight, I was like, oh hell nah.
there was never any version of Tank that was gonna be Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry. Like
I
I've
don't
never thought
know.
that
I
about
don't know because I seen Crawford get clipped by Gamboa, and if Tank would have hit Crawford like that, he might have went to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, we could say that it sounds good, but I personally, I just from a stylistic difference, nah, I don't see that because I mean, shit, even Gamboa made it to the 12th round with Tank, so
Yeah,
yeah, but Tank, like I said, Tank says that about a lot of dudes, and him and Ellerbe was talking crazy to Keith Thurman till Keith Thurman said, "Sure, I accept," and then all of a sudden it became, shut up, Keith, wait your turn. It's like, oh, okay, well, then what the fuck was all that about? So I think if they were going to,
I didn't
huh?
know Keith was as tall as he is. Cause when I seen him next to Barrios, Barrios looked like he's like 6 foot. But then you see him standing next to
I
somebody
seen
else
Keith
like
Thurman in
Sean
person.
Porter.
Keith Thurman is probably big as Devin Haney.
Keith Thurman like 5'9", yeah. but he looked like a midget compared to Barrios. He's standing next to Barrios. I'm like, damn,
I
Barrios, that
honestly,
big?
Tank isn't a. I don't think he's a 140 pounder, so I don't see him going to 147. But if he ever did, I think he could go to 147 just off the skill.
Tank is a 140 pounder. He gonna finish his career off at 140.
Exactly.
Tank is definitely a
Well,
140, but 147 pushing it. He only 5'5", ain't he?
Pushing it.
He ain't Well, Pacquiao went up there, so I can't. Whatever. I think Tank could sleep Pacquiao.
well,
Is that
hopefully,
a good fight right now, though?
man,
After.
Pacquiao needs to shut the fuck up and stop snorting all his money. Ain't nobody fucking.
Thank you.
That's like people talking about. Oh, Terrence Crawford could come back down and fight Pacquiao. That is the
No.
dumbest. That is the dumbest fight in
Hey,
fucking
look.
history. Like
Hey, though.
50-year-old Pacquiao.
If Pacquiao won it, shit, I say give it to him. Fuck it.
That don't make no kind of
That would be
goddamn
a
sense.
big ass payday, though. I'm
That would
telling
be.
you.
That would be a mega payday, but I don't see him getting the credit that he would.
And it'd be easy.
He
3
doesn't even
rounds.
deserve credit for beating a 45-year-old Pacquiao.
He's like 48 or something. It's just it's we're approaching
He would
Jake
get
Paul
credit.
and
He
Mike
would get
Tyson
credit
today.
if he beat up Floyd. Floyd older than Pacquiao.
Well, Floyd is well. Number one, if you beat up retired Floyd, you're not gonna get that much credit. Number two, Floyd hasn't had his
Man,
ass
people
whooped a
will
bunch
be
of times.
on his people will be on his team. Like he beat everybody that Floyd beat.
Well, that's different because Floyd is Floyd. Nobody beat Floyd. If you beat Floyd, you beat Floyd. But at the end of the
Yeah,
day, Pacquiao, he fought. He fought like a couple years ago, so I feel like he would get more credit. Pacquiao's more active, but Floyd,
no man. Like how much? Like we niggas didn't
Floyd,
even give Ugas credit. Why would
Floyd,
Crawford get credit?
No, but
nobody. I don't think
they
anybody
ain't
would
give
get
Ugas
credit, but
credit, but they gave Barrios credit for beating Ugas though.
Exactly. The shit don't make no sense. Like
Like,
nobody should
people
be dealing with Pacquiao right now.
broke.
thank you.
I really
It's a
don't think
stupid fight.
Barrios is that good, honestly, because Keith Thurman beat him off of what, a 3-year layoff. Had to cut hella weight. He was fat as hell in that first that video
Yeah,
when
no
he did
one.
that.
Yeah, like nobody's saying Barrios is dog shit. All I'm saying is that I don't think that Barrios was the setup man. I don't
Nah,
think
it
that
was
putting
Lomachenko.
Tank in with a Barrios is I'm gonna set Tank up with Barrios. Like no, I don't think that's
It
how it
was
went down.
it was Lomachenko because at the time, if Lomachenko lasted, the judges was gonna give it to him
Yeah, yeah. I
because
mean shit.
they would have been whatever Bob orders in the WBO. They
I
would have.
I
So if
I think I think that Tank stops Tiafimo, but even Tiafimo would have been like Floyd trying to pull some shit moment. Like that's more suspect than Barrios.
That'd be a better fight than Ryan would. I
if
ain't
But
if
yeah,
gonna.
if if Lomachenko was the setup man, then what's the difference between them making a fight then and them making a fight now? Because obviously they walking straight towards Lomachenko.
well,
Well,
Lomachenko is
because
older,
Lomachenko is looking vulnerable.
and he's been beat up a couple times since. So
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
that.
think. I
they
think
see
probably the only
weaknesses.
person to beat him up was really Tiafimo, and I don't think Tiafimo really beat him up because he had spurts in every round that he lost. It was always
Lo-
competitive. I feel like the only person that really beat him was Tiafimo. Everybody else didn't beat him up.
Okay.
Loma was coming
Loma,
back at the end of that fight, though. Just like Keith Thurman was coming back at the end of that Pacquiao fight, Loma was coming back.
I agree with that.
And remember AB McDonough? I rewatched it the other day. I feel like AB was coming back at the end of that fight.
Versus Pacquiao,
Yeah.
No, he said
No, no, oh
Maidana.
hell no.
he
No,
said
McDonough.
Maidana. No, that
Yeah.
was a very interesting fight. I feel like Adrien Broner is a very underrated inside fighter. And he
Adrian
had a lot of
Broner.
success. He always has
He
a lot
was
of success when he
I went to
is
school with
short.
that man.
Adrien Broner beats Adrien Broner more than any other opponent has ever beat Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner beats himself before he fights.
Yeah. He should
Adrien
have
Broner,
just stayed disciplined, stayed at 140.
yeah, he started drinking. That's his downfall. He started drinking and he never stopped. He drinks today.
Yeah,
He
he got
never stopped. He's always partying.
beat
He's
by
always
niggas.
Yeah, he's always partying. He's always fucking hoes. He's always eating burgers and shit. He fucks himself up.
Hey, that sounds like a good life.
I mean, it is, but he needs to stop boxing. He needs to stop boxing and start a podcast.
He can't afford it.
He can't
If
afford it.
I mean, what you got? I mean, I know the child support calls is probably a motherfucker, but what else? You got back taxes like Wesley Snipes?
We don't know. He
Do you
accepted
think
that
Adrien
upfront
Broner
money
made
from
that much
Don
money in
King.
his career?
He accepted that upfront money from Don King. That tells me a lot.
He owed a
Why would
mob
he need
some
that money
fucking
now?
he owed a Russian mafia like fucking Denzel in Training Day. Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I'm behind it. I don't know. That's all behind the scenes. I just know that he took that raw deal from Don King.
I
I
just
think
feel
that.
like
Oh, go
Adrien
ahead.
Broner fought 2 times in the last 5 years. So at the end of the day, you got to make some money somewhere. I mean, and he's a boxer. Where else was he making his money at? I feel like he don't have enough money to retire right now. I don't think
Well,
so.
no, I'm pretty sure his house cost hell.
Adrien Broner is lazy and he turned down opportunities. Like he tried to make it seem like PBC didn't have him no fights. No, his complaint was that PBC wants you to fight Godzilla for a paycheck. And in his
Oh
situation,
yeah.
yeah, and in his situation, Godzilla wasn't shit but Omar Figueroa. That's it. And
That's
Omar
crazy.
Figueroa is ass.
You turned down Figueroa and go fight Blair Cobb.
It didn't make a lick of sense. And Omar Figueroa was mad because then he had to see Lipinets and Lipinets beat the shit out of him. He was like, "Shit, they put me in here with somebody that can punch now." And Omar got smoked because Omar drinks too. That's why it was a good matchup because Omar's a fucking alcoholic too. Adrien Broner was scared of him. I'm like, both of you niggas is drunks. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, but you know, it's unfortunate.
What y'all think about Boots fighting Avenue?
Oh, I'm still getting cooked over that shit.
Oh,
Niggas like,
that's an early KO.
David
niggas like,
Avocado.
fucking David Afghanistan, unfucking believable. They pulled this nigga out of a fucking hat.
Hey, he only been beaten by one person, and that's the pound for pound king.
David Afghanistan got more losses than that.
No, he only lost to Crawford,
What?
didn't he?
No, I swear to God, he has more losses than that. He's got. Oh yeah, he lost to Lamont Peterson. He lost to Lamont Peterson and he lost to Green Beans Avanesian. I mean Kavalauskas, my bad. Yeah, so he got taken out by both of them because I knew he had more losses than that. But
You
like
right.
the only reason
He lost 4 fights.
Yeah, the only reason this fight is going forward is because Boots put people from his gym on the card and he wants to see them get some shine. Like I know that dude Muhammad is from Bosie's Dungeon, and I know that white dude Carto, he's also from Bosie's Dungeon. So he got a lot of his people from the home gym he put on. He don't want to
Yeah,
cancel the whole thing.
he got a fighter that he signed too on the card. I think his name is Ish or something. Ish something.
Yeah. His Instagram name is Ishmael, but his whole name is Ishmael Muhammad, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's his young dude. So he don't want to fuck up his, their little money. So he's like, fuck it, I'll smoke this dude and then pray we get somebody else next time.
Yeah, and I think he sold a
That's
lot of
crazy,
tickets too.
though.
I think they couldn't fuck that payday up.
They could have found somebody better than Bruh though.
Yeah, I wish, I mean, shit, Stanionis was
What was
talking the
Stanionis doing?
most. Before he fought Monstray, he was talking some really good shit, and then now it's crickets when Boots became available. It's like, what the fuck?
Did
Where was all that?
Stan Jonas fought earlier this year, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he fought Maestri and looked and didn't look fantastic.
Yeah, he looked
Nah.
mid as fuck. I watched that fight.
Bro, he was out the ring for over a year, wasn't he?
Yeah, because Virgil was bullshitting.
Trying to fight Spence.
Yeah, I remember when he was trying to fight Ugas at first. And Ugas was like Ugas was crying and shit on Twitter talking about all my life I had to fight and I went through Cuban exile and shit. That nigga was scared. He was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Why can't I fight Spence? It's ridiculous. All the things I've been through, Jesus."
Well, I think he had a point. Ugas done did more than Stanionis.
Nah, yeah, I'm glad he got
Arguably
the,
won that fight against Porter.
yeah, I'm glad he got the opportunity. I just thought it was funny because I definitely had Stan Jonas knocking his ass out. I definitely.
I think that would have went the distance.
I think at the time because this is right before Stanionis had those hand problems that when because I remember when he went to distance with Delorme, he had hand problems. This was right. I think this was like right before that, and I think at that time he probably would have smoked Dugas.
I thought Virgil was gonna get that fight with Boots.
No, they're still kind of
I don't
they
think Virgil really want to fight Boots.
I don't think so either. Because he had the opportunity, but then they said, "Oh, he got this disease in his blood from cutting weight." And shit. I'm like, "No, that's from steroids, bro.
Yup.
We know what that disease is from. It's from using steroids and diuretics together. I'm a bodybuilder. I know what that shit is, bro."
Oh, you think Virgil's back there juicing?
Yeah. Soon as I heard it, I knew what it was. I used to train a nigga that was doing that shit. I was like, "That's dangerous. You doing diuretics and steroids at the same time."
Damn, I don't like to put that jacket on people without the evidence, but Virgil does struggle making weight a lot.
Man.
That's one of his biggest problems. Because I remember he started at 140, fucking missed weight a bunch of times. Then he went up to 147, 2 hospitalizations. Now he's at 154, and I don't think he's made the 154 limit yet.
Man.
He fuck. Look, uh, that shit crazy that boxers would even take steroids as dangerous as they are. Now, SARMs is different, but god damn it, that's that's what he got it from. I don't care what nobody say. You can't tell me different. That's what he got it from, and that's why he was off so long because he had to get all that shit out his system. When steroids like SARMs, when you take SARMs and you get it out your system, you still got that muscle that you put on. But when you on steroids, that stuff go away quick, like 3 months, it's gone. If you stop taking it, turn to fat. That muscle turn to fat.
Mm. Yeah, but apparently SARMs don't actually modify your performance whatsoever, depending on who you fight.
Yes, they do. SARMs,
No,
what?
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, I was about to say Ostarine actually forces the androgens in your body to make your muscles grow.
No, I was being I was being sarcastic. I
I'm
was
like,
talking.
what?
No, I was talking like the average Devin Haney hater. Oh well, actually, I've been on Ostarine for years and it hasn't done shit for me. Them niggas.
So why are you on it then? Motherfucker.
When Ryan popped dirty, the shit I saw on Twitter was fucking unbelievable. Niggas talking about I've been on steroids my whole life and that shit ain't nothing. What you talking about? I'm like, oh, so all of a sudden all these niggas are biochemists and
Everybody on
motherfucking
steroids
steroids.
now.
Right. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Everybody's like, oh, well, actually,
Ostarine basically does what Nandrolone does, only it also helps you lose weight. So you take Ostarine, you get an added effects. It helps you lose weight and because it'll help it'll help with thermogenesis. It helps you lose weight, and at the same time, it activates those androgens that force your muscles to grow. So you build muscle and lose weight at the same time.
Well,
And
make matters worse,
it was
Ryan.
on in the system too at first. I don't know what happened to that. They was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's Nandrolone in the system too. Oh, never mind, it ain't. Like that's crazy.
Oh, and
I
then make
think I
matters.
think in the B sample, it came back. It was just Austrian when they tested the B sample.
Yeah,
That's that's
the
what I worked its
nandrolone.
way through the system. They because the A sample they said it was only traces of it, like small traces. So he might have pissed that out by the it was 2 days later, so he might have got the rest of it out by then. Because I know
Yeah,
after
I
that,
think the two samples is the same. It's the same piss. It's just they pour it in two different cups.
no,
but that's
I'm
also.
talking about they tested him before the fight and after the fight. So at first they confirmed that it was in there and they needed to do more testing. But then on the second sample after the fight, they said it wasn't the nandrolone wasn't there.
But that's also why he had the IVs to flush his system, and he just didn't do a good enough job.
And I kept telling people the bag was yellow. When you get an IV, the bag is clear. Or if it's just vitamins and electrolytes and shit,
Yeah,
it's
and
clear.
saline.
Yeah, it's yellow when you are. That's a damn. What's it called? Well, basically, it's a cleanser. It cleanses your system. It's a cleanse. It's the yellow bag. I know these little cheating tactics. That's why motherfuckers be in these bodybuilder competitions and passing the drug test. Like, ain't no way he passed the drug test, but they do. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know why dudes wanted Ryan to be innocent so bad. I'm like, what the fuck is in it for you that Ryan is like guilty? Like, well, how does that change your life? He's a fucking cheater, and we need him out of here. Because what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if you fight somebody you like? Then what?
yeah, what if he knocked out Tank?
Exactly.
They're gonna be
They
like,
just
I still
That's
want
why
him.
I always just say Tank took the right approach with the rehydration clause and with everything. Because even before the fight, it was questions of was Ryan on steroids, so he took the right approach, even not knowing or whatever the fuck he thought. But everybody thought he was scared. But I just always thought that was smart. That's why I think rehydration clauses and things like that should be set up because certain shit you can't do. Like
Yeah,
Ryan came in, he was 3 pounds over, and then he was probably fucking 30 pounds after he rehydrated. He was probably like 165 in the ring. But if we have a rehydration clause, that shit ain't going. Or you gotta at least go to 147. So I feel like it'll even the playing field out a little bit more if we had people that would just think like that. Because if Devin just said, fuck the money, you gotta make 140, I don't think that fight goes like that. But I still think Ryan beats Devin though.
But that's
I think
another thing.
I
But
think same day weigh-ins need to come into play.
right, that's what I said earlier. But that's another thing. Ryan knew that if he missed weight with Tank, Tank would just fight a replacement. Because because Tank has a replacement opponent. That's why he ended up fighting Cruz and not Rolly when Rolly got caught up in that little case. He already had a replacement. So Ryan already knew if he did anything with Tank, he just wouldn't get the fight. He would lose out on his opportunity. When Haney,
Exactly.
yeah, when Haney, he knew Haney would fight him no matter what. And unfortunately, that worked against Haney.
Exactly.
I think Ryan was on the juice way before the Haney fight because he pulled out of 2 fights, probably because his system wasn't clean yet.
I don't think
I
so.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
why
it
he
was
pull
a
out of the
telltale
Rolly?
sign when Gervonta fought Hector Garcia and Ryan didn't fight because Ryan talked a lot about tune-ups earlier in his career, and then now when it's an opportunity to take a tune-up and you have to make a lower weight because he was fighting at 140 before he came down to 36, so it would have made sense. Okay, fight somebody at 38 or 39 because he had a long layoff. So that's when I thought maybe he's on some juice because it doesn't make any sense if Gervonta can go ahead and get a tune up because he hasn't fought in damn near a year, but you can't.
The reason why I don't think he's on drugs is because I think that the reason why he took so much time between those fights is so he could actually try to make the weight. But with Haney, he knew for a fact, number one, he's not making weight, and number two, he's gonna be on drugs. Like it's just very clear he didn't give two fucks about the rules with this fight. That's why before he deleted it, he was on Twitter talking about, "Ha, I love steroids, LOL." And then once he hired a lawyer, they were like, "Bro, delete some of this shit." And then all of a sudden, he just started deleting all types of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I just don't think Ryan's that smart. I think he's I'm 22. What is Ryan? 26?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
It's
we
not.
all in the same age bracket. Tank older than everybody, and you could tell though, because it's like my age. That's my age group. Like Rolly, I live in Vegas, so like I be seeing these niggas too. Like when I go out and shit. So like it's like we all in the same age bracket. So at the end of the day, I'm thinking like Ryan is not as smart as what y'all giving him. He
I'm
acting
not
crazy
saying
as
that
fuck.
he's.
He going to
I'm not saying
jail.
that
He
he's
doing
smart.
all these things. He was never this kid before he
I'm.
got all these big fights and before everybody seen that he might be juicing. And when you
I'm not
juicing, when
saying
you
that
do
he's
drugs
smart.
and shit like that, it affect your mood and it affect the way you act. And he's changed as a whole person. You feel me?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's smart. I'm saying that he specifically just didn't want to lose to Haney, and he was willing to do whatever it takes, including break the rules, to make sure that that didn't happen.
He was on drugs with Tank too. I think
I don't.
he
I don't. I
stopped.
don't believe that.
I think
Yeah,
so too.
I think so. He just stopped
Because
because he
he
knew that
wasn't.
Tank was on to him. Tank said that in the beginning. Devin Haney ain't had no idea. Tank said that he was on drugs before they even started camp.
Tank said
Exactly.
Haney was on drugs.
Tank said, I know, but he knew that Tank was gonna be on it. You know,
Tank said Tank again. Tank says that shit about a lot of people. Tank said Haney was on drugs. Tank said the entire snack operation was on drugs, even though fucking Hector and Barrios were training with snack.
he only saying that now because everybody is going is because people are bearing down on Ryan and he don't want and he want just because he don't like Devin Haney, he going with Ryan. So now he deflecting, talking about Ryan on snack,
Well,
Crawford
look,
and them.
you can't cherry pick. It's either we can trust Tank's word or we can't.
I'm not saying we could trust Tank's word. I'm saying Ryan didn't take that chance because Tank already seemed like he was on to him.
I don't think
I just
Ryan. I
don't
think
know
I think
Tank.
I think Ryan only took drugs for Devin Haney. That's why these issues haven't popped up. Because
I really,
under what you're saying, you're giving Ryan intelligence points. You're saying that up until this point, he was effectively tricking all these tests until he got to Haney and just got caught. That's giving him
I
no,
mean,
intelligence points.
it's a
no,
lot of fighters that
that
do
is
that. That's
correct.
not hard.
The first test Ryan ever took was with Tank.
Yeah, and nothing popped
Tank
up.
was first. Ryan never took the drug test before Tank.
And he used to look like shit.
No, he
I don't,
didn't.
And
What?
all he did was spam the left hook and get a left hook knockout,
have you seen
Yeah,
Ryan at
I mean, but he
130
was
at
getting
like
them
he did
135?
in
knockouts.
the
It's
Devin
because
fight.
he looked like shit during the Devin fight. He just looked like he had
Exactly.
a lot of power.
And he was
And he
huge.
didn't even really have
He
power
was
in both
huge.
hands. He just
He
had
definitely
power in the
was
hook.
huge.
I'm
That motherfucker
saying.
looked like he was my size in that motherfucker. I was like, God damn.
That's like I don't understand. He's looked more powerful and bigger than he's ever been, but somehow he's been juicing this entire time. Like I'm sorry, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
disagree.
because he was at 35 versus 40. Well, not even 40, because he never even fought at 40. He been fighting at 43,
Exactly. He's fighting at
45.
43, which is
He
really
fought. He fought.
47.
He
Because
fought Fortuna at
most
140.
47
He
pounders
fought
weigh in
Fortuna.
at 45.
He fought the Fortuna at 140.
He weighed in at
Was that at
143 though
140? I
before
thought
the
that was
fight.
at 143.
It was at 43. He paid Fortuna to
Yeah, he
move it to
fought him at
43.
43.
I'm going on BoxRec right now so we can get some clarification. Let's see. Javier Fortuna. He weighed in at. Where is the fucking weigh in here? God damn it.
He paid Fortuna to come in at 143, say he can't make the weight.
Yeah.
I think that was right after he broke his hand.
He ain't never fought at
The
140.
bill,
He
the
never
bill,
made 140.
the bill right here. Fuck, where the fuck is his weight at? Oh, the fuck isn't his weight listed here? Because I remember Tego was his last 135 fight, and then Fortuna he came in. I recall at 140 on the dot.
You said Fonseca?
Fortuna.
So he came in at 140 or 143 for Fortuna?
I recall 140 on the dot for Fortuna.
But Fortuna came in at 43? Is that what you just said?
No, I don't, because he came in at 143 for Haney.
Ryan never
He
fought at
came in at
140.
He never fought at 140. He came in at
Every
143 for
fight
Fortuna.
he took at 140, he either paid to make 143 or he took a fine every time, or he just pushed it to 43.
Yeah, he pushed
So
All
up
he
his
then to
35 fights on
45.
so he
I
didn't
fight
so he
remember.
didn't weigh in. So he didn't weigh in at 136 with Tank.
and that's the one fight where we say he wasn't juiced.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't think he juiced at all until Haney.
Nah.
Okay, well we can agree to disagree because that's the only fight where he looked visibly juiced. Every other fight he's looked like
That's an
Ryan.
interesting take though. That's an interesting conversation because it is what it is. Obviously, he was juicing because he popped dirty for Devin. So that's a good question because guys like Conor Ben, it's the same thing because he didn't have a lot of power when he was first coming, and then he just got power out of nowhere.
Yeah,
So
you
I don't
could
know.
tell there was a visible difference. Conor Ben looked like shit, and then all of a sudden he starts knocking dudes out of the ring. Yeah, you can pretty much tell
Right.
when he started juicing.
Ryan was knocking niggas out too before Tank.
Ryan, have you seen him at 130? And when he first got to 135, Ryan looked terrible.
When he first got there. After he
Right,
left Snack.
especially his career at 130.
But look,
Ryan looked
after
horrible at
Ryan left
130.
Snack, he started looking crazy. He started knocking niggas out like for
I think
I
he
don't know.
took a
I don't know if
notable
he was
difference
juicing or
when
not,
he
but I
joined
know that
Canelo and
How come he didn't knock out Tego? Like Tego was terrible, and then
because
Tego
he was
managed
out
to
the ring
survive.
for so long. And
Oh, okay,
Tego
so
ran around the ring.
wasn't
Tego
that
was
oh,
fight
ran
at
from him the whole
wasn't that
time.
fight supposed to be at 35 though?
Yeah.
That's another fight he pushed 3 pounds up because they weighed in at 38. So
so are you getting this from BoxRec? Like where?
yeah, they weighed in at 38, but that was a 35 fight. Tego?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can look on BoxRec. When he fought Tego, they weighed in at 38. That's coming off the Campbell loss. So I feel like, or coming off when he won the Campbell, but he got dropped. So I don't know. He could have been juiced up. Cause that's the same when he faced adversity, just like when he lost the Tank, he came back and he 3 pounds up, he juiced up, you know what I'm saying?
okay. So for Fortuna, it said that he